तो इन्हें अदालत की कार्रवाई भी करे और मियां नवाज शरीफ
Aksa Patel bowled quite well in the first game.
Is very accurate, very accurate. On target first ball, good line again around the off stump as well.
Nice action, quite high for a left arm spinner. Tends to bowl with a good pace in the mid 80s, where it doesn't give the batsman enough time to come down the pitch to him. Achieved his career best in one-day cricket. In the last game, the 3 wickets, 3 for 34. His career best. This is the wicket I thought that really turned things around. Mendes and then Vanindu Hasaranga. Good catch in the end at the mid-on. And then this was Sandakam. Those are the 3 wickets for Aksa Patel, his best ever in one-day cricket.
Very good over to start with 85 for 3.
ब्रो अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. लुक
आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. लुक हाँ लुक. अरे चेन्नई में मूड किया दिल्ली की चाट का, जयपुर में दर्शन हुआ शिरडी के संत का. डेटिंग में लुक, वेटिंग में लुक. आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. लुक हाँ लुक.
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. आइडिया 4G इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क.
For 3, Sri Lanka have been stifled somewhat. In the last 10 overs, they've scored just 33 runs and lost 2 wickets. That's the key. Losing wickets always kind of pushes you back in your freedom of scoring runs. Slip in now with Pandya bowling.
Matthews was waiting this time for the short ball, didn't quite get up as much as Pandya wanted. Overcast conditions, but it's still quite warm out there. Action replay, really. Another short ball, another pull shot straight to that fielder at mid-wicket. Akshar Patel, straight to him.
Look at the reaction. He knows that he's lost out on 2 opportunities.
Well, he struck the ball well, struck the ball very hard, but straight to the fielder. 2 dot balls.
It's a bit of length, just looking to push it up a little bit. Matthews just preferring to play it from the crease rather than looking to come forward.
It really was good thinking, wasn't it? 2 short balls, and he pushed it up a little bit further, hoping that Matthews would be caught in the crease, and he was. Matthews was expecting another short delivery.
It's been a tough time for the Sri Lankan pair. Runs have been difficult to come by. And also, last delivery, 122. Look at the Sri Lankan Manhattan. Look at some of those overs after those big ones. Wickets lost in quick succession, and from there on, Sri Lankan rate dropping. But then they should use this time to try and settle in. That's a good shot. That is a very, very good shot by Matthews.
Well, this time he was not caught in the crease. He was anticipating this one would be pitched up, so he was quickly towards the ball. Look at how the foot has gone quite positively. Very good timing as well. This excellent timing from Angelo Matthews. He's a class act when he gets going.
Key for Sri Lanka, as we said, is use up the time, that's alright, use up some balls, but you shouldn't be losing a wicket after that. You need the partnership to kick on. Who is the call? We'll be happy with 1. The 5 runs of the over, it's 90 for 3.
हेलो इंटरनेट दीवाने,
Hi.
आपने अपने नेटवर्क के लिए क्या कुछ नहीं किया? एक तो हर महीने डेटा पैक पे डेटा पैक लेते गए,
वो तो किया,
और जो डेटा यूज नहीं हुआ वो,
उसके भी पैसे भरते गए।
और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? हर महीने का बचा हुआ डेटा दिया ही नहीं बॉस। आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। हर महीने जो डेटा यूज नहीं होगा वो हम अगले महीने ऐड करेंगे। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
He's got something to dance about. To be enjoying himself. Lots of young kids coming over to watch the game. Akshar Patel. Been very impressive so far. First game was good, and he's had a good start so far. First over going for just 1 run.
Good start, very good start by Akshar Patel. 3 dot balls. Maybe a single there, just angling the ball a little bit towards the middle, and next time that allowed Matthews to use that angle to hit the ball to mid-on. But you just heard the ball before, Mahendra Singh Dhoni saying, "Well done, Bapu." Nice shot, just getting his hands to it. There should be 2 runs. Now, just about everybody who comes in from Gujarat is called Bapu.
Is that a way of
Affectionate term. Yes, it is affectionate. Like most who come from Bengal are called Dada. And all those who come from Punjab are called Paji. Elder brother. Bapu, of course, his father. 21 overs bowled, 94 for 3.
Do all that you wished for and more with a 4000 mAh battery. Panasonic Kalyuga A3 and A3 Pro.
अपनों की ना बात ही कुछ और होती है. आपसे ज्यादा आपकी परवाह करते हैं. तो आइए कभी सफर कीजिए हमारे साथ. महसूस कीजिए वो अपनेपन वाली बात. उबर, इसे अपनी गाड़ी समझो.
$94 for 3. 21 overs completed. Angelo Matthews and Mendes just looking to try and put a stand together. They've consumed a bit of balls. 13 runs of 30 balls. Change bowling. It's going to be Chahal at the opposite end. Just a look at the Indian bowling. The ball looked very good. And looking good up here. Bogle and Zahir Khan.
Oh, Roshan, if only what you said was true. Might be true of the very stylish Zach sitting next to me. I get the feeling watching Kusal Mendes today that he's decided he's going to settle in for the long haul here. He'll only occasionally unfurl his favourite shot, but he's got to 17 of 39 balls. One of the problems for Sri Lanka was they were not batting long enough.
Absolutely, they have to be watchful of the build-up of the innings. Definitely need a partnership here. Can be a repeat of the last match otherwise, which they have to be careful of. At one stage it looked like 270 was easy on the cards. At present, predicted score at the current rate has gone to 219, which is as close as the last game.
Well, they keep their wickets, they'll get many more than those, but the question is, can they? And that's what these two accomplished players, Mendes and Matthews, are seeking to do. Good spell, I thought, from Hardik Pandya. Got 5 overs in, hit the deck hard. And all these experiments really to find out what he's best suited at. Got the new ball in Dambula, air ball behind it. Just 2 of the over. 96 for 3.
Hey Siri, read my schedule. Rock. Hey Siri, take a selfie. You want to see more of The Rock and Siri? Just grab your iPhone and say, "Hey Siri, what are you and The Rock up to?"
Well, they're enjoying themselves. Right, what is Sri Lanka going to do here? Akshar Patel, they cannot allow him to settle into a rhythm. It's difficult to get away otherwise. So you'd rather have Hardik Pandya bowl behind the new ball like he did today, or throw him the new one like India did in Dambulla?
That was certainly a good change. You would want your best bowler to take charge, give that early breakthrough, which eventually did happen. Bumrah got the wicket. Dikwela, who was looking threatening. One thing which I liked also today is Virat Kohli's captaincy. When wickets fell in quick succession, he made sure that Pandya bowls with 7 fielders inside the 30-yard circle, with only 2 fielders outside, making sure that the singles are not on offer. Batsman had to play a big shot to score runs. That was a very good tactic. Got to keep putting pressure on batsmen, make it difficult for them to score runs and make them do things exactly opposite to what they're thinking to do.
Using the depth of the crease as well, sometimes balls from further back. Change of pace is a weapon for Akshar Patel. Look at how far back he bowled that one. When he bowls a quicker ball, he climbs almost 10 k's in speed. Now he's got long on, coming inside the circle to mid on. So 3 came of that over, including the uncharacteristic wide. Still a ball to go. Now for Matthews, long on drops back and backward square comes in. Otherwise feel largely the same. 23 gone now, it's 99 for 3. Right, so spin at both ends now, and you can see those structures. They're sporadic. They're tall but sporadic. And now just shrunk a little bit. His partnership is 18 from 7 overs. Phase in a game with Sri Lanka really digging in. The criticism was that they got bowled out way too early. Danger with that though, Zach, is that can almost suddenly seek release and play the big shot, because you suddenly look at the scoreboard and say it's not too far from where it was 3 overs ago. Excellent fielding inside the circle, that's adding to the pressure.
In situations like these, you've got to make conscious effort of not looking at the scoreboard. You've got to make sure that you have wickets in hand by the 40 over mark. You will collect few singles here, there, keep the scoreboard ticking.
Up goes the finger straight away. He waited and then said, I'll play the sweep shot, which is both sustenance and release. For Mendes, he's asked for the review.
Third umpire to director. Review for LBW, on-field decision, out. Let's start with the front foot, please. And that's a fair delivery. Let's move on to front on spin. Right, let's get to ultra edge to see if there's any bat involved. Slow. Flat line, flat line, flat line. No bat involved. Ball tracker when you're ready, Simon. Ranmore ball tracker coming up now. Ball pitching outside off, impact in line, and wickets hitting, Ranmore, wickets hitting. Simon, can you put Ranmore back on screen, please? Ranmore, you're on screen now, stay with your original decision.
Once again, a top order Sri Lankan batsman uses the review in hope rather than for any deeper meaning. 99 for 4 now Sri Lanka, and Mendes has gone for a laboured 19.
हेलो हाँ फिल्म देखी हाय
हाय
मम्मा बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है सो मम्मा दिस इज माय फ्रेंड कुणाल
हेलो
हाय
आंटी आप लोग कौन?
मीनाक्षी यू कैन कॉल मी मीनाक्षी
कुणाल, लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे. Wildstone Deos for Men.
Do all that you wished for and more with a 4000 mAh battery. Panasonic Aluga A3 and A3 Pro.
पेश है नेरोलैक एक्सेल माइका मार्बल, जो पेंट को बनाए टफ और उसकी शान बनाए रखे सालों साल।
नेरोलैक, नेरोलैक।
लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे। वाइल्डस्टोन डियोस फॉर मेन।
Our new batsman in is Sirivardhana, not Kapugedara. 18 matches, a couple of 50s, average only mid-20s or so. Hit him really low on the pads, isn't it? Really low on the pads. And Chahal picks up a second wicket. Sri Lanka also lose the only review that's available. It's becoming a feature of Sri Lankan cricket. The top order batsmen use it in hope. The objective of DRS, of course, is to ensure that a batsman is not sent off on an umpire's mistake. The manner in which they've been using it, that is no longer the major criterion. So Sri Lanka hoping to put the nightmare of Dambulla behind them, are heading down that path as well. 100 for 4. Dickwella 31 from 24, again got them off to a start, but very little substantial thereafter. That is what the cheer was about. 100 comes on the board. They'll want to cheer a couple more times, so that's looking unlikely now. Two runs and a wicket for Chahal. It's 101 for 4.
Nice bowling.
Click what you love, love what you see. Click, click, click. So much to do. Go on and on with the longer life. So much to
Panasonic Aluga A3 and A3 Pro. So much to do.
So much to do.
Well, they're in pretty good spirits. It's a very pleasant day. But Sri Lanka have got to get out of this trap they're falling into. Block, 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 try to build, block, block, try to build, and then get out playing a shot.
Absolutely. Both the spinners are building the pressure well in these middle overs. What's helping them is the wickets. Once you get wickets, it becomes easier for spinners to build that pressure, bowl in tandem together. Both have a very distinct style of bowling, which really helps them bowl together. One bowls at a quicker pace, one with the ball. Lovely shot here. Late cut. We'll get maximum 4 runs for that.
First boundary of Akshar Patel. Just a nice little dab. Got room and width, which you don't always get from Akshar. Of course, the opinions, the comments from Dhoni keep coming. It's reminding Akshar Patel that Sirivardhana as a batsman tends to stay on the back foot, he thinks. There, the length is fuller. It's always a combination, isn't it? Keeper and bowler, always a combination. Anything that is even fuller.
Was indeed a good observation. made by MS. New batsman bowl fuller, don't give him room. Play shot. Aksar ends the over with a dot ball. 107 for 4 Sri Lanka.
गलत इंप्रेशन ऐसे ही बन जाते हैं। अब फोर्ड एस्पायर को देख लो, बस सोच लिया कि इसकी सर्विस कॉस्ट ज्यादा है, जबकि 5वें साल में भी सिर्फ 3114 रुपए है। कहीं सुनी पर मत जाओ, खुद देखो, परखो और फिर डिसाइड करो।
फोर्ड, कुछ अलग सी फैमिली वाली फीलिंग।
Right, Chahal continues, 2 for 19 so far. Sri Lanka needed that all-rounder last time they went with Thisara Pereira, the seam bowling all-rounder. Today they've gone for the regular seamer and Dushman the Chamira. Left out Wanindu Asranga, the leg spinner, and picked Siriwardana. So the all-rounders now, the slow bowling all-rounder. Also bowls left arm spin, the Siriwardana. They'll want 10 overs out of these two who are batting at the moment.
Both the spinners today have made conscious effort of bowling slower through the air compared to the last game. Shows that the wicket is a little bit on the slower side. Turn the cricket ball, you need to bowl it slower on a good surface.
Well, there were 5 outside the circle. Somebody had to come in long off. Obliges. And I don't know if Angelo Matthews had actually seen the fact that long off had come inside the circle, because he was charging for a single. Siriwardana very wisely sent him back quickly enough. This one, if that is the attempted wrong run. Change of line from Chahal. There it was, that was a wrong run. Now Mendes played 48 balls for his 19. Matthews has now played 31 for his 13. Another quiet over, that 4 came from it. It's 1-1-1 for 4.
हेलो इंटरनेट दीवाने,
हाय।
आपने अपने नेटवर्क के लिए क्या कुछ नहीं किया? एक तो हर महीने डेटा पैक पे डेटा पैक लेते गए,
वो तो किया,
और जो डेटा यूज नहीं हुआ वो
उसके भी पैसे भरते गए।
और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? हर महीने का बचा हुआ डेटा दिया ही नहीं बॉस। आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। हर महीने जो डेटा यूज नहीं होगा वो हम अगले महीने ऐड करेंगे। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
111 for 4 after 26. The story of the Sri Lankan innings has been the story of a search for partnerships. Every time one has developed, there's been a forgettable shot that's caused the downfall, caused the partnership to break up. And see, as a result of that, as the wickets have fallen, the economy rates have improved. As a result, Sri Lanka at the moment scoring at 4.2 and over. Oh, turn as well.
Average score on this ground has been 244. Batting first. Sri Lanka will have to make adjustment in there. Batting at the moment to see the overs through. Get to 250, 260. And to do that, Matthews will have to play a big role from here.
Well, essentially, he's got to be around when the last over is bowled, isn't it? So while it's all very well to keep your wickets, got to ensure that there isn't too much left for the last 10 or 12 overs. Maybe a few like those. He should come back for 2. And in spite of that, only 3 came of the over. It's 1-1-4 for 4.
लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे वाइल्डस्टोन डियोस फॉर मेन
To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert.
The lights actually came on at about 3 o'clock today. About 3:05 the lights came on. It gives you an idea of how overcast, how cloudy it's been. And Virat Kohli is ringing in the changes. He's using Yuzvendra Chahal in short bursts. Chahal's 2 for 23 of 7 overs which have been bowled in 2 spells. So he's going back to Pandya. Let's see what length he bowls. He looked like he was hitting the deck just back of a length. Oh well. It'll be a boundary for Angelo Matthews. Just the kind of shot. Another day might have gone straight to mid-on.
Stepping down was a clear-cut plan to go after Pandya. Trying to put pressure back on the bowler. Pandya here looks in trouble. We'll have to see what's the injury. Seems to be struggling with his ankle or knee. There is a strapping on his left knee, which is a leading foot for a bowler.
Yeah, about the second step after he delivered the ball. There. Gentleman sitting next to me knows a thing or two about knees and ankles.
जब तक दिल की बीट सुनाई न दे, जब तक हर सेकंड एक नया मोड़ न लगे, जब तक अपने को हारा हुआ न देखो, जब तक फाइट खुद से न हो, जो अब चाहिए वो आज तक मिला ना हो, तब तक वो चीज लाज नहीं हो सकती. आज जियो, लाज जियो. Seagram's Royal Stag Mega Music. It's your life. Make it large.
शक्कर ही थी. गलत इंप्रेशन यूं ही बन जाते हैं. अब फोर्ड फिगो को ही ले लो. बस सोच लिया कि उसकी सर्विस कॉस्ट ज्यादा है, जबकि 5वें साल में भी ये सिर्फ 3114 रुपए है. कहीं सुनी पर मत जाओ. खुद देखो, परखो, फिर डिसाइड करो.
फोर्ड, कुछ अलग सी फैमिली वाली फीलिंग.
How Matthews is playing. It's gone after Hardik Pandya's first ball.
Hardik still seems to be struggling with that front foot of his. There's a chance that he might go off the field, which he has decided. And the follow through, he's taken that second step. He's been struggling a little. Seems to be and the right thing to do is take it easy before you make it even worse.
What it means, Zach, is I think there's going to be a few overs from your favourite bowler. There the call goes out for Kedar Jadhav, who was spending a happy time, almost invisible down at long leg. And he's suddenly told, right, come on. Had a lovely little feature on him earlier today where he talked about how when he was playing tennis ball cricket, the rage was Malinga. And so he decided he wanted to bowl like Malinga. Maybe that explains the very low arm. This is the benefit of Sri Lankan fans. Lasit Malinga, through years of playing in the IPL, hugely popular in India. So Jadhav will come back. Can he do it once more? Batsmen must be kicking themselves. They lose a wicket to Jadhav, and yet he's taken so many. He's taken 13. Economy is 5, average is 19.
He's got a lovely strike rate for a part-time bowler. He's been doing the job for his captain consistently, providing that breakthrough. Every time he's come on to bowl, he's managed to pick up wickets.
So Virat Kohli comes across to a fairly orthodox mid-wicket. There's also man at square leg, and remember, one on the boundary just in front of square as well. On the onside, there's a long on too.
Started with the orthodox action. Kedar, slingy off-spinning action has not yet seen. Left-hander is on strike now, so maybe we'll see. No, we'll have to wait for it. He's smart, not making it consistent, making the batsman think. Keep him waiting for that. There we go. Slingy action of Kedar was in play to end the over. 120 for 4. Sri Lanka.
Hey Siri, take a selfie. I hope it don't cause an eclipse.
नया हीरो ड्यूएट, इसकी हर बात में है नई सोच, जैसे एडवांस्ड इंजन और नए एडवांस्ड फीचर्स, टेलीस्कोपिक फ्रंट सस्पेंशन, एक्सटर्नल फ्यूल फिलिंग, इंटीग्रेटेड ब्रेकिंग। नया हीरो ड्यूएट, एक सोच नई।
So 120 for 4. And they've lost the services currently of Hardik Pandya, but they've got spin with Akshar Patel in the commentary box, Murli Karthik and Roshan Abesinghe.
Thank you, Harsha. Milind Sirivardhana, he's looked good so far. I think at number 6. And he's a proper batsman who could bowl left arm spin. Matthews in. Evening, Karthik.
Very good evening, Roshan. Once again, have to say Sri Lanka have squandered a good start. This has to be close, and given. No reviews left, so he's got nothing to play with. Another wicket going for the Sri Lankans. This time it's the big one. Once again perishing to that sweep shot. It's Angelo Matthews.
Huge wicket here. Matthews just looking to play that sweep shot, missing that one, that ball coming in with the arm. And well, poor Rifle took his time and sent Matthews on his way. He's out for 20 or 41 balls. He's done the hard work. Sri Lanka 121 for 5.
ब्रो अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे होगा. लुक
आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. लुक खाते हुए पकाते हुए चबाते हुए भगाते हुए पर मचा चुड़ुगारू देखो गुरु. लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. लुक हाँ लुक.
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. आइडिया 4G इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क.
Home is here again.
अब देखना चेक करने के लिए डैड को भेजेंगी.
Mom, it's physics.
It's biology.
This is your heart. Slice it open to see the four chambers. Blood from the body is pushed to the lungs to bring back oxygen, which is then pumped to the rest of the body. And this is double circulation.
Come fall in love with learning. Download Byju's, the learning app.
So Chamra Kapukidra in his 100th game. Coming out to join Milinda Sirivadan, Sri Lanka in a tough position. 121 for 5. A lot of work to be done. He'll be disappointed with that average. Kapukidra under 20, or in fact just over 20 I should say. As a specialist batsman has been in and out, but take a look at this.
It looked out to me from the time he played that shot because he was so close to the stumps. Especially somebody like Akshay Patel who's very accurate coming in with the arm.
Well, the impact is umpire's call. That's the grey area. Well, he's not happy. He doesn't agree with the umpire.
And that's because of the review which was taken by Kusal Mendes, which was much closer than this. Off the mark. Was run out in the last game. You don't want a repeat of that.
Kapukidra desperate to get off the mark. I think he's well in, thankfully.
In the last game we saw Rohit Sharma getting stuck in a similar position where his bat was, and he tried running in. This time, thankfully, he managed to get in. It's 123 for 5.
हेलो इंटरनेट दीवाने.
हाय.
आपने अपने नेटवर्क के लिए क्या कुछ नहीं किया. एक तो हर महीने डेटा पैक पे डेटा पैक लेते गए.
वो तो किया.
और जो डेटा यूज नहीं हुआ वो
उसके भी पैसे भरते गए.
और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया. हर महीने का बचा हुआ डेटा दिया ही नहीं बॉस. आज ये नहीं होगा. नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस. हर महीने जो डेटा यूज नहीं होगा वो हम अगले महीने ऐड करेंगे. ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है.
Sri Lanka 1, 2, 3 for 5. 29 overs completed. It's not a good looking card at all. Digbala looked good again, 31 of 24, but the rest of the batting seemed to have struggled. Gunatilaka 19 of 37, Mendes 19 of 48, and even Matthews taking his time. It's just not been able to build on it.
Also, let's talk about the positive. You're such a poet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. India have used 6 bowlers. Chahal once again bowling well, getting 2 wickets. Bumrah being brought into the attack.
They didn't mind Matthews and Mendes taking their time because they needed a partnership, but the thing was, after consuming so much, to be dismissed 19 and 20, that's what hurt Sri Lanka.
And again, it's the choice of shots, isn't it? You got long on and long off. You know that you can play the big shot rather than milking those singles, trying to play a big shot, sweeping across the line.
couple of runs here. I think the Indian bowling have been very good. They've maintained the pressure. Their lines were good. Impressed with the opening bowlers. Not the first few, but then after that, the way they came back and tightened things. Well, one of the rare misfields today by India.
When you have these the advertisement paintings, they're generally sticky. When you try and slide, you tend to get stuck. That's exactly what happened there with Chahal.
He's been looking to mix it up. It's not the quickest pitch around. I've seen a few balls that they look to bowl the cutter. Haven't seen a lot of bounce on this pitch. Sri Lanka down to their last pair of recognised batsmen, and then Dhananjaya, left-hander, can bat, useful. Mahalinga could hang around, but then Chamira and Vishwa Fernando doesn't really have a lot of credentials as batsmen.
Two different emotions there, Roshan. Morose and upbeat.
Didn't see the upbeat one. It's 125 for 5.
सब ठीक है?
नहीं यार, ट्रैफिक देखा है, हालत खराब हो जाती है।
सुन, कल साथ में चलते हैं। जब कारपूल हो सकता है तो स्कूटर पूल क्यों नहीं?
एक नहीं ये दो की सवारी है, सोच नहीं।
अंकल, स्कूटर पूल ट्राई कीजिए, पेट्रोल भी बचेगा।
चलिए बदल दें देश की सड़कों को हीरो ड्यूएट के साथ। इसमें है एडवांस्ड इंजन, नए एडवांस्ड फीचर्स और इसकी हर बात में है एक नई सोच।
हीरो ड्यूएट, एक सोच नहीं।
Do all that you wished for and more with a 4000 mAh battery. Panasonic Kalyuga A3 and A3 Pro.
When things started, they were going it better than a runner ball. The projection, Sri Lanka, the current rate would be 208. 245 would mean they are on par with, what's the score here, batting first. It's just over 240.
Yeah, quite slow through the air, this one from Akshay Patel. Got a man at square leg. Tried to play it over mid-wicket. The lack of pace forcing the ball to go towards square leg.
Together are needing something special. He's played 100 games, but he'll be one of the first to admit that he's underperformed. How do you call that expression, Karthik?
Somber. Exactly what you and Russell have had in the comment box.
You don't have to laugh about it, do you?
I was just trying to be tongue-in-cheek there.
Don't worry, we'll have our day. 127 for 5.
ब्रो, अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे होगा। लुक लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक। लुक लुक खाते हुए पकाते हुए चबाते हुए भगाते हुए पर मचा चूड़ू गारू देखो गुरु लुक लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक। लुक लुक हाँ लुक लुक।
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक। आइडिया 4G, इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क।
There's some tall red buildings and then moving further away from the city. half-hearted appeal from Jasprit Bumrah.
A bit late into that shot, it was on to him quickly. Puvedra was surprised possibly by the pace Bumrah had off the surface. It's not the quickest. But been able to just push the balls into gaps. Singles have been hard to come by. Sri Lanka should at least be looking for singles, knocking the ball into gaps. Not that there are many gaps with the fielders in. Needs to just continue the momentum. Three dot balls already in the over. That last ball again looking to take some pace off the ball. That's worth waiting for. He was biding his time, and when it was in the slot, he was quick. Hammered it in front of square.
An absolute crunch. Great position. Knew that there was no fielder. If he was late with that previous bouncer, he was extremely quick on this one. And nearly clean one of us. One of our cameramen who had his camera on someone else. It's Avtar standing there.
Take a look at it. Oh! Just in the last second.
Where was he? Who was he looking at?
His job is to look around, not necessarily at the cricket. He's probing, he needs to look. .133 for 5.
अपनों की ना बात ही कुछ और होती है. आपसे ज्यादा आपकी परवाह करते हैं. तो आइए कभी सफर कीजिए हमारे साथ. महसूस कीजिए वो अपनेपन वाली बात. उबर, इसे अपनी गाड़ी समझो.
This is how it looks. Not looking good at all at the moment. 66% think that Lanka won't get to 250. You can still send in your answers at SPN_cricket and let us know what you think. Bhuvneshwar Kumar coming back for his second spell. Went for 26 in the first 5. Sirivardhana didn't really time it that well, but plenty of open spaces for him.
With the way things have panned out, Virat Kohli has got no man there. Kept them on a tight leash. Once again, judging the length very well. Didn't try and overhit it. He knew exactly where the fielders were.
That's a wide. That's the follow-up. quicker and higher. Bit too close for that. Get a couple of runs here, a little bit too full. To try and play the full shot, they'll be happy with a couple of runs. Sirivardhana, 19 of 21. Mid-wicket comes in, mid-on, mid-off, inside the circle. Backward square leg, deep mid-wicket. Eight runs so far for the first 4 balls.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been a touch expensive today compared to what he normally is. Didn't get the ball to move a lot in his first spell. Much slower surface, this one in Palekele. Both the captains felt that it might quicken up under lights. Is that exactly what you feel as well, Roshan? You better to bat in the latter half of the day today.
Well, the record here certainly seemed to suggest that batting second is the better option. 4 out of 5 games been won by teams in the last 5 matches. Sri Lanka needs runs on the board to try and challenge India. They got 3 seamers in.
Are they putting a bit too much pressure on themselves because they've lost all the tosses? They've been asked to bat first, especially I'm talking just about the ODIs. At the back of their mind, do they feel that they have to get more than 300 runs? 141 for 5.
To know you, yeah. I've been telling you how to react. I've been telling you how to react. Please tell me how to do. You look so good, fantastic man.
141 for 5. Well, obviously Sri Lanka is under pressure, there is no doubt. Obviously wanting to win and wanting to compete, that has been the problem. There has to be some pressure. I'm not sure whether the pressure is about 300, but I think the pressure is about winning and competing and being counted. Jadhav, very useful part-time off-spinner. More than a handy bowler.
Yeah, I think people tend to take him to be too innocuous at times and end up paying the price. He's smarter than you think he is, quite canny with what he does. It's not easy trying to bowl at different angles as a part-timer. Even frontline bowlers can't do that because you're not used to it, and that's exactly what he does as soon as we talk about it. That's his variation. People have the dusra, the floater. His arm gets lower and lower.
Yeah, no doubt interesting. But he's found it to be a method in his bowling. It's been very useful.
He's got the slower and the slowest.
Well, it's only the arms that can be compared here, nothing else. Will that be a wide? It is. It's just told that tennis ball, he's been playing a lot of tennis ball cricket. He practiced a lot, like the way Lasith Malinga bowled. Let's not forget Lasith Malinga played a lot of tennis ball cricket.
That was harsh there. Roshan. Well within that tram line.
And that something goes Sri Lanka's way.
Well, this is got nothing to do with going Sri Lanka's way.
Got a wide, got a run.
That was the slightly quicker one from Kedar Jadhav. Yeah, I've not played too much tennis ball cricket. I played the conventional way, so I've got no idea about pulling with a very slingy or a low arm.
A very interesting way of playing cricket, tennis ball cricket. Most Sri Lankans as kids, they grew up playing that.
But tennis ball was for playing tennis.
Yes, but they also, see how versatile Sri Lankans are. They use it for different games. Cricket as well. Behind point. At least a couple here. Sirivardhana looking good, just giving himself a little bit of room outside the off stump.
That lack of pace makes you wait for a very long time. And that's one of the reasons why it's very tough to force him to the boundary. Generally, if a conventional bowler was bowling, would have got a lot more pace to it. And the man at deep point is sometimes just a spectator. Eight runs of that over. It's 149 for 5 after 34, and it's also time for the Multics drinks break.
Hey Siri, take a selfie. I hope it don't cause an eclipse.
गलत इंप्रेशन ऐसे ही बन जाते हैं। अब बॉर्ड एस्पायर को देख लो, बस सोच लिया कि इसकी सर्विस कॉस्ट ज्यादा है, जबकि 5वें साल में भी सिर्फ 3114 रुपए है। कहीं सुनी पर मत जाओ, खुद देखो, परखो और फिर डिसाइड करो।
फोर्ड, कुछ अलग सी फैमिली वाली फीलिंग।
Hi baby, happy birthday! The candles, come on.
I like the bread one.
Hey, where are you? That's amazing! Feel every moment come alive. Google Duo, rated the highest quality video calling app.
जब तक दिल की बीट सुनाई न दे, जब तक हर सेकंड एक नया मोड़ न लगे, जब तक अपने को हारा हुआ न देखो, जब तक फाइट खुद से ना हो, जो अब चाहिए वो आज तक मिला ना हो, तब तक वो चीज लाज नहीं हो सकती। आज जियो, लाज जियो। Seagram's Royal Stag Mega Music. It's your life. Make it large.
हे फैमिली चैंपियन। ओह हाय। अच्छा ये बताओ, आपकी फैमिली में कितने मेंबर्स हैं? 5। और हर मेंबर सेम नेटवर्क पर है, राइट? हाँ। उन सबका बिल भी आप ही भरती होंगी। और क्या? और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? एक फैमिली से 5 कनेक्शन लेके भी रिटर्न में आपको कुछ दिया? नहीं यार। आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। अब पूरी फैमिली का एक प्लान और 20% तक की बचत। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
FIFA Under-17 World Cup India 2017 this October. Live on Sony 10.2 and Sony 10.3.
Located close to Kandy, the Pinnacle Elephant Orphanage offers animal lovers an opportunity to get up close and personal with elephants. The center was established in 1975 and is a very popular tourist attraction. The orphanage also serves as a refuge for young elephants abandoned by their mothers or elephants who have been injured in the wild. The center offers a unique opportunity to watch the elephants enjoy a bath in the nearby Ma Oer River. So 149 for 5 Sri Lanka, 34 overs completed. Sirivardhana has looked good, 25 of 26. Pukedraini's 100th game is 11 of 21 balls. Look at the Indian bowling. Bhuneshwar and Jadhav has been the ones who are yet to get amongst the wickets. Straight away a run off the very first ball. And the 150 is up for Sri Lanka. First 50 was good, but that second 50 was a real struggle. Sri Lanka losing wickets. Just looking to get back on course here. Still a lot of work to be done. 16 overs still left, including this one. Pallekele, of course, one of the prettier grounds in the world. Very colourful seats and so much of colour with the lights on. Beautiful setting as well, with a mountainous background. It's absolutely beautiful. It's looking to take the pace of that ball.
They've been short of trying to use this delivery, haven't they? Roshan against the Sri Lankan players, it seems as if every now and then it's a must to try and test them. We've seen that right through the test series, even in the one-dayers. Try and push them back.
Running the first run hard. They'll want a second. Good aggressive running. Ramara Kapuvedra just getting it very fine down to third man.
It's a good time for him to change things in his own career. 100 games. Just an average of over 20 isn't good for a frontline batsman. In fact, Rajneesh, our stats guru, has told us that his tally of 1556 is the lowest for a Sri Lankan who's played 100 games. 154 for 5.
Bro, अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक.
Look, आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look, हाँ look. अरे चेन्नई में मूड किया दिल्ली की चाट का, जयपुर में दर्शन हुआ शिरडी के संत का। डेटिंग में लुक, वेटिंग में लुक, आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक। लुक लुक, हाँ लुक लुक।
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक। आइडिया 4G, इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क।
So 154 for 5. Sadab continues. And continuing up here in the commentary box, Harsha Bogle and Sani Gavaskar.
Well, clearly India have decided that they're going to have to get these overs out of Jadhav. He needed to get 4 out of him. He's in his third. He'll have to bowl one more maybe. Just 4.37 an over, but they've lost so many wickets have Sri Lanka. They've got to find that balance between staying in and getting that scoreboard moving. Really, only Sirivardhan has found the right way so far.
Yes, you can see that some of them have got starts, but they haven't been able to carry on to the kind of defining innings that can get the team to a big total.
That'll clear the boundary. Was too short, too low. Batsman got well underneath it, and it's not quite working for Jadhav today. 162 for 5.
What a pleasant surprise.
मम्मा बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है, so मम्मा, this is my friend Kunal.
Hello.
Hi.
आंटी आप लोग कौन?
Meenakshi. You can call me Meenakshi.
लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे। वाइल्ड स्टोन डियोस फॉर मेन।
Get sharper pictures and quicker focus with the all-new Panasonic Eluga A3 and A3 Pro.
So much to do.
So much to do.
Yeah, this was way too short and angled at his leg stump. Sirivardhan are quick to make use of the depth of the crease.
Like everybody from that area, Akshar Patel is also now called Bapu within the side. He's bowled magnificently again, has done everything the captain's asked of him. 1 for 22 in the first spell of 7 overs. Still got a few from Chahal. Starting to get the feeling that these two will now get a move on. They've been in it for a while. Kapugedar has faced 29, Sirivardhan at 32.
Yes, I think they'll be very, very settled now, and that's a nice catch on the boundary. Easily done. Easily done. Ball boys, which is such a good idea. Get the youngsters to help fetch the ball from the boundaries. Great inspiration for them as well to be right out there in the middle and to be close to their heroes. Ooh. Looking to play the late cut. This time he's successful, but it'll be a tight one.
Well, he was home for the first. The search for the second, he would have been run out by half the length if they had.
Yes, sometimes when there's a direct hit and the ball ricochets off, batsmen are always tempted to go for the extra, run the overthrow. They've got to be very careful. You've got to see, sometimes you overrun the crease, so you've got to run those extra yards to get to the other end. Bapu, he's only 23 years old. Akshar Patel. So where is he being called Bapu? I know everybody from Gujarat is called that. But he's only 23. Give him a break, MSD. 166 for 5.
मैच बोरिंग हो जाता है ना, फिर भी इसमें देखने में मजा आता है. Panasonic 4K Pro, next level of TV viewing.
Panasonic.
Partnership of 45 in 9 overs. Look at the partnerships before. I get the feeling that at least 3 Sri Lankan batsmen, Gunathilaka, Taranga and Matthews, just got stuck between the need to play out the 50 overs and then play their natural style, which was to play shots, and in between ended up using a lot of deliveries and then just letting it go. Now Chahal comes back. He's got 3 overs left. Akshar Patel has 2. He need to pull out a couple more from Kedar Jadhav at some point. He'll want a wicket first. The Pandya is back on the field.
Yes, well, I think they will probably not use him. Try and complete his quota of overs by having Jadhav bowl those overs.
What we want ideally is with in these 5 overs of spin for his spinners to give him 1, maybe 2 wickets. It's a good partnership so far. Together in his 100th game. He's never really found a place for himself as a top order batsman, and so he's been floating around at 6 and 7. That explains, well, one of the reasons why he hasn't scored that many over these 100 games. Counter way to argue that would be, did he do enough in those numbers to demand a place higher up the order? But there were some very fine players up the order for Sri Lanka. Ajinkya Rahane comes onto the field. A little while earlier we had Manish Pandey, 2 outstanding fielders. Manish Pandey is very, very quick. And I think this time might be Virat Kohli might have run off the field for a while. That's what you want from your backup fielders, don't you? Even if they're coming in for a little while, they're always plus in the field. Rahane is very safe, excellent in the outfield. Pandey is electric. 4 came off that over from Chahal. It's 170 for 5.
ब्रो अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. लुक लुक आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. लुक लुक हाँ लुक लुक. अरे चेन्नई में मूड किया दिल्ली की चाट का. जयपुर में दर्शन हुआ शिरडी के संत का. डेटिंग में लुक वेटिंग में लुक. आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. लुक लुक
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. आइडिया 4G इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क. To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert.
3 overs, he's talking about lengths as well. There was a feeling, wasn't there, when a person who's been captain for as many years as MS Dhoni has, when he gives it up, there's a younger captain, how will he react? Will he say, sorry, it's your game, it's your team, I'll hold back, I'll let you run it, or will he be part of the team and say, right, and run the risk of the captain not taking his suggestions? It's a tricky one.
Yours! Yes, I think it is a very, very tricky one. You ideally want to let the new captain run the team. His tactics, his approach, his attitude. But as a former captain, you should always be available to chip in with a word or two. I think the biggest danger is that you could be misunderstood. Straight drive that, but there was no hand to it, so no problems. It's turning out to be a terrific over that. 5 dot balls. Pressure on the batsman now.
Just a single from it eventually. Look how far he went. Akshar Patel in trying to cut off that single. 171 for 5 with 11 to play.
लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे वाइल्डस्टोन डियोस फॉर मेन
पेश है नेरोलैक एक्सेल माइका मार्बल जो पेंट को बनाए टफ और उसकी शान बनाए रखे सालों साल.
नेरोलैक
50 of the partnership, it's taken 66 balls. Come back for 2, so Pathagadara moves into the 20s. Tremendous opportunity for him here to cement his place in the side, get a 60-70 from here on. Just to complete the Dhoni story, I saw it in the West Indies as well, where several times he's actually changing the field by himself.
Well, sometimes the wicketkeeper is always, not sometimes, he's in a very good position. And if the captain doesn't mind, he can just move the fielder a few yards to his right or a few yards to his left, according to the length that he sees the bowler is bowling. Inside out shot. Well, he's running a little bit gingerly, isn't he, Hardik Pandya? Not his usual kind of sprinting.
Been a very enterprising innings from Sirivardhana. Just what they needed at that stage. He hasn't played any flash shots. He hasn't tried to do exotic things. Yet he's got 42 from 40. An equal number of deliveries. Kapugedra has got 22. Maybe that's the role they figured out for each other. I think it might be leg by his. It is. Just wonder what they can set their sights on Sri Lanka with. Really not a lot of batting to come after this.
Well, you can see that Hardik Pandya running towards the ball. He normally sprints to it, but just a little bit ginger maybe. Making sure it doesn't aggravate any niggle that he might have had.
Not at all. He goes after the ball every time. .179 for 5. 10 overs left.
Nice bowling.
Click what you love what you see. Click, click, click. So much to do. Go on and on with the longer life. So much to do.
Nickel Yoga, A3 and A3 Pro. So much to do.
So much to do.
It's a very long discussion between Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni, and I suspect it's about how they go about these remaining overs. There's 10 to come. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has 3. Bumrah has got 3. Akshar Patel is coming to bowl his last. And Chahal's got 1 more. That takes care of 8 overs. Still need to get 2 out of somewhere. And they're having such a long discussion about whether or not to bowl Kedar Jadhav, then it means they're a little worried about the 6th bowler. They can have 5 outside now though.
Coming to ball is final over. Akshar Patel 1 for 27. Magnificent figures those.
That's a decision he's got to take. Jadhav 2.4 and Hardik Pandya 5.2. So he needs to get those 2 more overs out of Kedar Jadhav. Because the earlier he gets them out, the better it will be for him. I think there was a sign made to Jadhav to maybe bowl either the next over or after Akshar Patel finishes from here. Bowled beautifully in Dambulla as well. In the eyes of some, he should have got the man of the match award, but Shikhar Dhawan just took the game away with his bat. He took 3 for 25, I think. Well, he's commanding respect in the 41st, keeping it quiet still. Well, he's come in as a replacement for Jadeja. He's done everything asked of him. Just a single to end the spell. 3 came off the over. He finishes 1 for 30 from his 10 overs. It's 182 now for 5.
Bro, अब इंडिया हुआ है आइडिया 4G पे होगा. Look.
आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look. खाते हुए, पकाते हुए, चबाते हुए, भगाते हुए, पर मचा चूड़ू गारू देखो गुरु. Look. आइडिया 4G पे देखो इंडिया हुआ हुक. Look. हाँ look.
इंडिया हो गया है आइडिया 4G पे हुक. आइडिया 4G, इंडिया जितना बड़ा नेटवर्क.
10 overs, 1 for 30. Akshar Patel, excellent bowling. 3 for 34 in Dambulla. Hasn't had a bat, but he can. Very handy lower order batsman, good in the field. India really have three cricketers who answer to the same description now. Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel and Krunal Pandya. Krunal Pandya was on the 8th tour of South Africa. Jadeja being rested for this one. Now Chahal will bowl out. He's bowled 9 overs, 2 for 33 so far. They are taking a lot of time. They've got the time though. They've got about 40 minutes to bowl the last 9 overs. Now they're making a change. They're going to call Jadhav up to bowl the first of the 2. He still has to. This will be interesting as well, because I think Sri Lanka will realize that if they have to really get a move on, these are the 2 overs they can target. That's really how Kedar Jadhav gets a lot of his wickets too.
Yes, he's a very canny bowler. He puts himself in the mind of a batsman, and therefore he bowls accordingly. He knows that this is what the batsman is going to attempt, and he bowls accordingly. Like you said, he doesn't have too many variations. But he's a very, very canny bowler.
What they will know though is if they attack him early, they know that Dhoni, Kohli, everybody's counting down these 12 deliveries. That if they attack him early, and that'll help. Oh, well stopped. If they attack him early, then they're going to be counting down those deliveries. I think what he must remember is that not too many batsmen have gone and hit him for a six straight down the pitch. The sixes that have been hit are generally when he pitches it short, and he's been hit for sixes only 4 times in the bowling that he's done in limited overs cricket. See, this is very difficult to hit for a six. When he pitches it halfway down the pitch, then he can be pulled for a six, like he was in that last over that he bowled. Notice the deep mid wicket's been moved a little straighter. But there's two things about that ball. It was very low arm, and he bowled it almost from where the umpire was. He bowled it way behind. Comes as a disc when he bowls it like that. Yes, that's the variation that he brings. Not necessarily in terms of the ball turning or the ball hipping, but the distances that he bowls as well. This is a full toss. Look where he's bowled that from. We were taught as kids that if you want to hold the ball back, you didn't have the skill to drop the ball, right? When you were at school, so you want to hold the ball back, then actually bowl it the same action from a yard further back. What happened there? What's happening here? This is very unlike this Indian team. Easy runs being gifted in the field. 50 to Sirivardhan. It's been a wonderful innings. Just what the doctor ordered. 49 balls. Yes, he's held the innings together. It's a good partnership this with Kapigedara. Eight runs came over that over. It's 190 for 5.
My dad ना
अब देखना चेक करने के लिए डैड को भेजेंगी. It's biology.
Bye, it's math.
Take a circle, fill it with circles. Cut and open. Outer circle is a line now of length 2 pi r. Lines above shorter and shorter till it's a triangle with area pi r square.
Come fall in love with learning. Download Byju's, the learning app.
Dancers descend from their stage briefly. Doubtlessly, like with the rest of the crowd here in Balekeli, will start to wonder what can these last 8 overs bring for Sri Lanka. Can they bring them 70? In which case 260 on the board might be something to play with. Chahal will bowl his last over. The field is starting to spread. So deep backward square comes in. There's a man on the boundary square, mid-wicket and long on. And then mid-off and deep cover. 2 for 33 so far. Well, I think the gloves are off. And they've got to go after everything now. They certainly have to make sure that there are not too many dot balls in these 8 overs. Try and put some pressure on the bowler. Maybe go down the pitch. Make him think that you're going to go down the pitch again and again. Maybe he bowls a short ball, then you can pull him or cut him. We'll try and put the pressure back on the bowlers. Chahal coming for his final over. He's also got fine figures. Nice shot, very nice shot. One go for a boundary. Dhoni tries to flap it onto the stumps in his unique style. But he didn't hit it too hard. I think he's the one batsman who's found the right approach to play a run-a-ball innings. The others just played too many dot balls at the start and then suddenly try to catch up in no time. He's pretty much been in control of the situation, Sirivardhana.
Yes, because he hasn't missed out on the opportunities for the singles. When he's hit the odd boundary, he's got 2 boundaries and a 6, which just tells you that most of his runs have come in 1s and 2s.
Together, on the other hand, 26 of 47. Not hit well enough to reach the fielder. It's going to be a little bit of pressure, not a lot, a little bit of pressure on Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar when they come back for the last spell. Presumably Jadhav will bowl out from the other end. They'll get just a single. There's always going to be a single. He's wonderful in the field, Pandey. Win a little fumble, they won't want to take a single there.
Oh, that was very good recovery. Yes, a little tough bounce. I don't think the second run was on. It wasn't too far away from him. Quick recovery from him.
Oh, the edge. Dhoni went the other way, but would have beaten him anyway. And you get these runs in the end overs. 200 comes up, 10 came of that over. It's 200 for 5 with 7 to play.
मैच बोरिंग हो जाता है ना, फिर भी इसमें देखने में मजा आता है. Panasonic 4K Pro, next level of TV viewing.
Panasonic.
Everyone's enjoying the stadium, isn't it? Looking beautiful as the lights take full effect. The commentary box, Murli Karthik will join Russell Anand.
Thanks, Asha. He's bowled beautifully. Once again, Yuzvendra Chahal enticing the batsman to play that shot. Boundary just spoiling his figures a tiny little bit. 9 overs for 33, 10 overs for 43, outstanding figures. Kedar Jadhav, on the other hand, once again chipping in with a few overs. This has been a very good partnership. This duo at a crucial time, 121 for 5. It looked as if the Sri Lankan innings might fold again.
Yeah, job's not finished. There's not a lot of batting to come. These two have to bat deep. Keep doing this for another 4-5 overs. And 250, 260, got the runs on the board. That's how they must think. But Sirivardhana, how good has he been? Apagedara though under a lot of pressure, trying to make this place his own, playing his 100th ODI. But Sirivardhana is what Sri Lanka have missed quite a while. Quite unfortunate not to be in the team, but in his early 30s, mature, we can see the all-round game. I'm really impressed with the way he's gone about his business today.
This time Dhoni misses out. Well done there in the end by Hardik Pandya. Was outside the ground with a bit of a knee issue.
We were just praising the batsman not giving up Pandya, but the Sri Lankan batsman not putting in. He's done well, Pandya, right underneath us, and they miss out on runs. You'll have to re-bowl that. Every run will count. Poor running. Apagedara just having a look at that. Put your head down, get to the other end.
They have to understand that Kedar Jadhav doesn't offer too much pace, so even if the keeper misses, it's not going to go too far. So with that in mind, it was poor running. This time in the gap. Oh no, just falling short of the man there, Akshay Patel.
The Kapuvitra has to get a move on. The strike rate around 63. It's also coming to that business end. But Sirivardhana striking at quicker than a runner ball. Shining light with the Sri Lankan batsman. Just falling apart around him. 7 off that, 207 for 5.
हेलो इंटरनेट दीवाने,
हाय।
आपने अपने नेटवर्क के लिए क्या कुछ नहीं किया? एक तो हर महीने डेटा पैक पे डेटा पैक लेते गए,
वो तो किया,
और जो डेटा यूज नहीं हुआ वो,
उसके भी पैसे भरते गए।
और आपके नेटवर्क ने क्या किया? हर महीने का बचा हुआ डेटा दिया ही नहीं बॉस। आज से ये नहीं होगा। नया एयरटेल पोस्टपेड प्रॉमिस। हर महीने जो डेटा यूज नहीं होगा वो हम अगले महीने ऐड करेंगे। ये एयरटेल का प्रॉमिस है।
With Bumrah, 3 with Bhuvaneshwar is what Virat Kohli would be thinking. These are the specialists for the death overs. Kedar Jadhav has more than done a handy job for his captain, filling in for Hardik Pandya, who went out of the field with a bit of a niggle in his knee. He's back on. Don't think he's going to contribute too much with the ball today.
He also had his left wrist strapped after getting a dive out. No short of effort, Hardik Pandya. Hey, the strappings disappeared. Crucial 6 overs then. 8 to 10 gets Sri Lanka round to 60. I think that's a good score. Good score, something to bowl at.
A very good score. If you think of where they were after they lost the 5th wicket at 121.
Average first inning score in the last 5 ODIs here at Pallekele, 244, but they're losing scores. 4 of those games have been won by the team batting second.
India don't find Hardik Pandya at short third man. That tells you that he's not 100%. He needs to be kept at a place where there's not too much traffic. His movements have been ginger from the time he's come back.
Short third man in the circle. There's a fine leg, a mid wicket, and the long on, which would mean more slower balls than quicker ones from Bumrah. It's good running. Fielder sitting on the circle gives you that opportunity. But Sirivardhana, the man. Welcome back. Sri Lanka have missed him. Walked in with Sri Lanka at 4 for 99. Found his timing from the word go. We can play the big shots as well. Brilliant knock. With another 34 deliveries to go, he has to carry on.
Think some. Hardik Pandya at the most sprightly movement there from him. I don't understand why he has to be on the field. Russell, if he's not 100%.
He's not going to bowl, and he's not going to be batting in the top 6. Because if he's limps across to that one, because if he's not on the field, can bat at number 7.
That is exactly what I've been noticing. Just very ginger. generally see him very athletic, very quick across the turf.
Running like Parvez Maroof.
I hope Maroof is listening to you.
He still does well. He's limping, he's crawling, but he's not letting that ball through.
And the ball's following him. He was at square leg, he had to amble across. You can see what's happening there.
Five singles. Bumrah will take this at this stage of the game.
Has to be an easy one. Very easy catch and a very, very good innings comes to an end. Sirivardhana trying to play a big shot, trying to up the ante, didn't get enough of it. Straight into the hands of Rohit Sharma, and Jasprit Bumrah gets a wicket.
Quality over. The pressure was building because we are at the end. Singles are not enough. Looking for the big one. Sirivardhana. Garish is not getting the pace that he was looking for. 58 of 58 to Milinda Sirivardhana. Sri Lanka 212 for 6.
For years, we've marched as one. We've stuck together through ups and downs, and through twists and turns. We keep the tradition alive.
हाथी मत पालो. Dominar 400. Go. Hyper riding.
कैसा चल रहा है टीवी? गुड? क्यों गुड से काम चला रहे हो यार? Make it great with Panasonic 4K Pro.
Panasonic.
Akila Dhananjaya coming in place of Sirivardhana. A very, very good partnership coming to an end in the previous over. Just the 4 games, not an awe-inspiring average.
Yeah, this is why he's there. Looking for the boundary. The length not there, the pace not there. And all he could do was to slice it. Slice it to Rohit Sharma. Crucial knock. 91 run partnership coming to an end with that. 30 balls remain.
Once again, a good start to the Sri Lankan innings. Dickwella getting a move on.
Pandya made his way out. Once that wicket fell, I think the smart move to do. He really was struggling.
And as you said, if he's not going to bowl and he's not going to bat in the top 4 or 5, why is he needed on the field? The wisest thing was to take him off.
Sri Lanka going in with the combination of 7 batsmen and 4 frontline bowlers. So even with Akila Dhananjaya at 8, it really doesn't excite what Sri Lanka have to come. So I just felt it was important Sirivardhana and Kapugedera kept going till around the 47th, 48th over. Kapugedera left with all to do. The crowd filling up. Beautiful evening here in Pallekele.
Goes for a big one and dropped. Chahal was the fielder. Did he miss it in the crowd or in the lights? Because he had it covered.
Oh yeah, he did. Kapugedera had given up. Right down the throat of Chahal. Well, close to the boundary too. Just took it easy. The hands went down. Generally, you have it higher up. His hands went down towards his waist area, and that's where he lost it. Is he touching it? So that's 4. That's 4 for me. His body is touching the rope. At that stage, he is pushing that ball back. That's a real big miss. Kopagedera is Sri Lanka's last hope. Joel Wilson upstairs, and he decides that's fine.
I think the first angle was the most conclusive one. They were definitely a big miss. At this stage, had the best chance of bringing this innings to a close. The main man, Kopagedera, trying to play a big one. He definitely saw Chahal covering it, and then suddenly he felt as if he had lost where the ball was, his hands going down at the last second.
Extra runs all add up. Just got the impression he became aware of the rope. That's where he lost concentration, that he needs to keep his eyes on the ball.
Brilliantly fielded, brilliantly stopped there by Shikhar Dhawan. Just the two people manning that 30-yard boundary. If he had missed it, with no chance of covering it.
Oh yeah, he hit it well. Look at that full stretch, Shikhar Dhawan. And this is another aspect of the game that's so important. Saving runs, builds pressure. Scoreboard keeps moving with me, and the batsmen are so much happier.
What will be going through Kopagedera's mind here? Does he play the shots? Because you've seen him play 2 shots this over. Does he have the confidence in his other mates to follow?
No doubt he's got to take control. He's got to back himself here to make the right calls. Looks like he does not want to shield Akila Janandya accumulate at the moment. 218 for 6.
Dada को लगता है I'm only sharing selfies. Mom, Dad think all I do is play video games. Chemistry, physics, Dad.
Sound travels through air as the string moves to and fro. It creates a pressure difference that travels. Similar to that in a slinky, also visualized in a graph. So easy to understand sound.
Come fall in love with learning. Download Byju's, the learning app.
Chahal bowled well. Akshar Patel once again very economical. Both the spinners hardly giving away anything. Putting the screws on in the middle overs, getting the wickets as well. Bhuneshwar a tad expensive with the given circumstances. Bumrah once again very efficient. 8 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 34. Would want to finish with a flurry of wickets.
Fine leg goes out. Different field for Akila Dhananjaya. Fielders on the offside or in the circle, they're creeping in, trying to prevent the drop and run. Runner ball gets Sri Lanka to 242, so that's the minimum target. 250 is still a possibility. You take anything. That's what Kopagedera must be thinking. This innings, lots of slower deliveries. We haven't seen the sideways movement, but the lengths have been good from India. They've used the short ball well. But what stands out, You see the number of slow deliveries just to break the batsman's rhythm.
Very well bowled. Interesting to see Paul Rifle signal. Does he signal a bat? Yeah, definitely. Kohli going for a review there.
Yeah, he's got one. Why not use it?
To the party director, review for LBW, on-field decision, not out. Let's start with the front foot, please. That's a fair delivery. Let's move on to front on spin. Right, there may appear to be some bad there. Let's keep rocking and rolling there for me. Yeah, there is some bad inside edge. Back to the on-field umpire, please. Paul, inside edge. Stay with your original decision. On screen.
There are no reviews left. Coming to the end of this innings, Captain Kohli thought might as well use it against a front-line batsman. He had no angle. A good one.
And Kohli was at deep square leg. Just saw the discussion between Bumrah and Dhoni. I thought he'll go for that.
The periscope was up. That was harakiri. If the ball had hit, he had enough time there. Akshay Patel on the back foot trying to play that pull shot.
Well, he had to get off strike. So he called Kapugedera through, but to me, he ran 1.5 runs. The shortest distance between 2 points is straight lines, but he's run at probably a 60 degrees angle.
Yeah, Akshay Patel not happy. Just bowling the good length here.
Just to, I think he did that to avoid being hit by that throw. Outstanding from Bumrah. What variations. Slow balls, the short one. And to Kapugedera though, he's opted for the Yorker. He's the batsman who's likely to get underneath that.
And also the angle, I guess, to the left-hander. He doesn't want to try it, wants to keep it going away from him. This time cleaned him up. Third time lucky in this over for Jasprit Bumrah. The 6th wicket, I beg your pardon, the 7th wicket falling for the Sri Lankan team. And it's Chamara Kapugedera.
Too good. Jasprit Bumrah, just too good. This is fantastic from him. A quick man, he knows exactly what to do to different batsmen. Kapugedera, well, he tried hard. He's made 40 at a strike rate of 65. Sri Lanka 221 for 7.
Hey Siri, take a selfie. I hope it don't cause an eclipse.
अपनों की ना बात ही कुछ और होती है. आपसे ज्यादा आपकी परवाह करते हैं. तो आइए कभी सफर कीजिए हमारे साथ. महसूस कीजिए वो अपनेपन वाली बात. उबर, इसे अपनी गाड़ी समझो.
जब तक दिल की बीट सुनाई न दे, जब तक हर सेकंड एक नया मोड़ न लगे, जब तक अपने को हारा हुआ न देखो, जब तक फाइट खुद से ना हो, जो अब चाहिए वो आज तक मिला ना हो, तब तक वो चीज लाज नहीं हो सकती. आज जियो, लाज जियो. Seagram's Royal Stag Mega Music. It's your life. Make it large.
Three runs and a cracking wicket in that last over from Jasprit Bumrah.
Superb over. This is the one you're talking about. Caps it off with that right on the crease. Angled into the right-hander. He's battled away Chamara Kapugedara, but when you compare the way he went about it and Milinda Sirivardhana, you'd have to say for Kapugedara that innings was a bit of a struggle.
And I would like to view it slightly differently, Russell. I think in the context of things, 121 for 5. You always want somebody to play second fiddle, and especially with the way Sirivardhana was going run a ball. In fact, at some stages he was more than run a ball. You don't mind somebody because it's about resurrecting the innings, getting to a decent enough score. I would be harsh if I said that he was struggling. He looked all right.
He is a fluent stroke maker, and once you get to this stage, whenever he was looking to play those big shots, he was just finding the fielder or not getting that shot at all. Dushmantha Chamira, his role will come with the ball, but right now with 15 balls remaining, it's about trying to get as many on the board, hoping it will make your life easier when your turn comes to run out there.
Yes, starts off confidently. A flick to mid-wicket will get him 2.
Lasit Malinga and Vishwa Fernando, the 2 batsmen remaining. Malinga working hard in the nets yesterday. Effort, trying to pick up things. His comeback hasn't been as great. 7 wickets of 9 games he's played, and wicketless in the last game too. That's very unusual for him. 298 wickets.
This time a hike, an inside edge. By the time Akshay Patel does the needful, he'll get 2 more runs. Dushmantha Chamira, all handy runs for Sri Lanka.
Last 29 balls, 26 runs and 2 wickets. That's Malinga. That average has risen just a wee bit in the last few games. Never interested in that economy rate. That's not Lasit Malinga. He always thinks wickets.
A bouncer to finish. 5 runs of the over. It's 226 for 7.
What a pleasant surprise.
मम्मा बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है, so मम्मा, this is my friend Kunal.
Hello.
Hi.
आंटी आप लोग कौन?
मीनाक्षी. You can call me मीनाक्षी.
लोग तो नोटिस करेंगे. Wildstone Deos for Men.
मैच बोरिंग हो जाता है ना, फिर भी इसमें देखने में मजा आता है. Panasonic 4K Pro, next level of TV viewing.
Panasonic.
12 balls remaining. Bumrah has got 6 of them. In the air, in the gap, and gets a boundary.
Akila Dhananjaya, wow! He was clubbing that wherever it was. Unfortunately for him, he gets it nicely into the gap. First boundary in the last 6 overs. Well, Yorker coming up. Has to be.
This time it has to be an easy catch. Akshay Patel made it look very simple. No jump before the shot. This time, Russell.
Yeah, I was expecting the Yorker, but Bumrah goes for the slow one. And Dhananjaya, trying to repeat the same one, was through the shot early. There you go, bowling it into the pitch. Akshar Patel, a good fielder. He doesn't drop many, but as usual, the umpires want to have a look at that front foot. nowhere near. So Sri Lanka lose their 8. Akila Jananja, he's gone for 9. 230 for 8.
For years, we've marched as one. We've stuck together through ups and downs, and through twists and turns. We keep the tradition alive.
Another slower one. Definitely have 5 wickets on his mind. Jasprit Bumrah. 3 more deliveries to get it. But this one, once again, a slower one. Through with a shot, wanted to play it somewhere else. But just holding out to Akshar Patel at mid-off. 4 wickets to Jasprit Bumrah.
And it's the seamers who seem to be getting the 4-wicket hauls here in Pallekele.
Two more deliveries. Is it going to be that quick Yorker?
Different lengths right throughout the innings, but at the death, look at that. He tries to bowl the Yorker, or doesn't try, he executes it really well. Lines are good, direction with the short one, change of pace. Now you might just think that he sprayed it around. No, that's intentional. And it's been used to different batsmen depending on their strengths.
And also at different paces, different speeds. I think we talk about Mustafizur having that flick of his wrist when he bowls that slower one. I think Bumrah is as good as a right arm seamer. Went for that Yorker, didn't get it right. But a good spell, very, very good spell coming to an end. 4 wickets to his name, 4 for 43. It's 232 for 8.
शक्कर ही थी, गलत इंप्रेशन यूं ही बन जाते हैं। अब फोर्ड फिगो को ही ले लो, बस सोच लिया कि उसकी सर्विस कॉस्ट ज्यादा है, जबकि 5वें साल में भी ये सिर्फ 3114 रुपए है। कहीं सुनी पर मत जाओ, खुद देखो, परखो, फिर डिसाइड करो।
फोर्ड, कुछ अलग सी फैमिली वाली फीलिंग।
Third best figures, Jasprit Bumrah. Best 2 coming against Zimbabwe in 2016. He showed rapid progress right from the time he's played international cricket, Jasprit Bumrah. Last over.
He's come ahead of Malinga. Well, Sri Lanka need someone who can bat through the innings from the top order. I do feel Dinesh Chandimal has a role to play.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising that somebody who's your test captain, one of your better batsmen, in a squad which has been struggling, in a team which has been struggling, can't make the 15.
Chahal gets it this time, one-handed. Upul Taranga is best used up the order, not in the middle. But shining light today, Milinda Sirivardhana putting his hand up. Asela Gunratna is injured, so a few players to work with, but I do believe Chandimal has a role to play.
And also, as we have generally seen Upul Taranga up the order, he's been an opener. Possibly the better part of his cricketing career has been as an opener.
1400s up there. He's someone, when he gets in, will give you that big 100 which you can work around. That's what Sri Lanka lacking at the moment. Someone to control that innings.
Probably a touch too late in this innings to ask, but why was he asked to bat in the middle order?
That's been the role that's been expected of him for a while now. There's plenty of talent there. You've got to get your plans right. Got to get your thinking right. Once you get in, maybe change gears. Make sure you go on to make those big scores. Especially Adikwell always gets a start. And so much talent too.
Once again, a very good over from the Indian bowlers. Definitely keeping the lid on in the last 4 or 5 overs, both Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Just 3 runs coming off this last over.
Very clear in their roles. The way they change the lines, lengths, vary the attack, depending on the stage of the game, has been impressive.
Play and a miss. Dhoni misses it, and they scamper for a bye. And an unlikely, uncanny miss from Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Had the glove off, ready to throw the stumps down. But he forgot to gather. Forgot that he had to gather the ball first. As experienced as he was, these things do happen. Well, Sri Lanka half and they puff, and they end at 236 for 8. Could have been so much worse.
Yeah, the last 10 overs yielding 57 and the last 5, 24. So that's been the stranglehold from the 2 fast bowlers in the last 5. Dikwela played well for his 31. And after that, mini starts and then giving away the wickets. Sirivardhana did come up with a very, very good innings of 58 of 58 deliveries. Kapugedra giving him good support, getting to 40. But it's not enough if you look at the average first innings total here.
India were good, 6 bowlers used. A lot to do with Hardik Pandya's injury. A wicket to him, but Jasprit Bumrah, the outstanding fast bowler. It was a treat to watch him, 4 for 43.
So India, once again in their chase, need 237 runs of their allotted 50 overs.
His men ready. The battle lines drawn. The king sets for another expedition. Kohli the conqueror. On Mission Lanka. Micromax Cup, powered by Baidu. The Learning App, Sri Lanka versus India. Second ODI, today. Live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony 10.3.
Well, as it turns out, Sri Lanka have inched their way through to 236. At various stages in this innings, it didn't look like they might get that far, but they got there largely because of a very smart innings from Milinda Sirivardhana, who made 58 at runner ball. But still 236 is below the average first innings score at this ground. But remember, that average of 244 is not a winning average, just an average score. So Sri Lanka, a little underwhelming for their fans, 236. But let's get the expert opinion. Ajay Jadeja is here, so is Sunil Gavaskar. Do you see anything in the pitch which suggests that 236 might be okay? I got the answer.
There really is nothing in the pitch.
Look, I have to ask the question.
No, fair enough. But nothing really in the pitch to worry the Indians. The ball's not turning. The ball's coming onto the bat quite comfortably. Yes, I think the slow deliveries are difficult to score. That's why Bumrah straight away from, say, the second or the third over was bowling the slower deliveries instead of bowling at his normal pace. So one understands that, but I don't think it's going to be a great challenge unless India lose early wickets. But I think, yes, disappointing from the Sri Lankan point of view that they didn't get further. But frankly, the fact
that they've got to 236 should be something they should be very happy with, because at one stage it looked as if they'll struggle to get to 190, 200. So I think these 30-40 runs, extra runs, I think will have certainly given the crowd something to cheer.
They gave the impression midway through, ऐसा लगा कि they are confused कि 50 ओवर खेलें या शॉट लगाएं, इसलिए गेंदें इस्तेमाल कर ली, खाली गेंदें, और फिर शॉट खराब खेलते हुए आउट हो गए. जो तीन बैट्समैन थे, गुणतिलका, मेंडिस और मैथ्यूज,
आई थिंक ये एक्चुअली मेन खिलाड़ी है इनकी टीम के, अगर आप देखें, और इनमें से किसी को स्टार्ट मिल जाए, 10, 15, 20 रन बन जाए और उसके बाद ही अगर आउट हो जाए तो फिर टीम इसी हालात में रहेगी. ये तो शुक्र हो मिलिंडा का और कापुगेद्रा का, उनको इसकी वजह से मौका मिल गया. एक वो वापस आए अपनी टीम में, एक तो वैसे ही उनको बारी मिली है, 28-29 साल के हुए थे उसके बाद खेलने को, पिछले सीरीज के बाद उनको बाहर छोड़ दिया गया, तो उनके पास वक्त था. अगर आप देखें जिस तरह से बाकी खिलाड़ियों ने उसको अप्रोच किया, उन्होंने उसका पूरा फायदा उठाया. कापुगेद्रा को भी जगह पक्की नहीं है टीम में. जब 25वें ओवर में आपको 25 ओवर बचे, आखिरी 2 बल्लेबाज रह गए थे, तो यही विकल्प रह जाता है और उन्होंने उसका काम पूरा किया और उस वजह से इस टोटल पे पहुंचे. लेकिन ये टोटल भी वैसा ही है जैसे सर ने कहा कि मतलब विकेट देख के और आप ऑपोजिशन देख के, और आजकल जैसे हमारी टीम खेल रही है, अगर उनको देख के ये टोटल कहें कि कंपेटिटिव हो गया तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा.
Well, the only way they can get there is they get early wickets. India didn't get early wickets, but kept getting them at regular intervals. If you take a look at some of the early wickets that fell, it will give you an idea of some very exotic shots that were played. I mean, he's followed him here, Bumrah, to Dikwela, who actually got 30 of 24 balls.
He played well, but I think Bumrah was realizing that he was trying to sort of make way, and then there's Gabbar taking that catch. This is a very good delivery played for the incoming delivery. It was the wrong one, and Dhoni at the second attempt getting his man.
Well, Hardik Pandya got a wicket. He came behind the new ball today. That's a better place for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different place. He bowled differently as well, but he was still attacking. I mean, it was great to see Virat Kohli do that, because there wasn't a slip around then, but as soon as the captain Vipul Taranga walked in, he got that slip in, and this was a smart wicket. What you see is the last ball, that flipper, but he was actually enticing him all the way. Last couple of Dillies were so slower, and he hadn't seen Chahal probably for a long enough time, so he thought that's what he bowls, and then he slipped one in quickly out there.
It was also a terrible review, as a result of which I think Matthews would have reviewed this otherwise, on the chance that it hit him outside off. You see the umpire's call on outside off. He might have reviewed it. He actually threw his head back as he was walking back. Then Sirivardhana, as I said, smart innings, 58 from 58, a runner ball without really going berserk. Just played a smart little innings and allowed Kapugadra at the other end in what's the 100th game to play himself in a little bit. Then this happened.
They both had enough time to build that innings, and they could take their own sweet time. And when they tried to accelerate, and they had Bumrah at the other end, this was after I think 45th over or 46th over, and at this stage of the game, Bumrah is a master at this kind of bowling, and especially with the skills the opposition has.
It's an ugly shot. It's like a drawing teacher giving you 2 out of 10 for something you and I draw.
But that's what you expect from number 10, number 11, especially, if this was in over number 30, yes, you would say that. But what else do you expect from a number 10 or number 11, especially when you see that top order? Look, everybody gets a start except for Taranga, who's struggled throughout. 30, 19, 19, these are scores in one-day cricket. You've got a start. Now it's up to you how you want to take that innings, where you want to take it. So I think it's that building that innings that's missing out of Sri Lanka. There's no shortage of talent because they keep going, they've got shots, and with the Kapugadra and Srivardhana doing well, I think for the future, I'm not saying for this game, but future this holds good because they've had worry at the end. The guys who are playing at the end have got some scores, they'll have little confidence going into the next game.
Would it be fair to say that 19 of 37, 19 of 48, Matthews 20 of 41 is an attempt to get over what happened in Dambula and say, right, let's play 50 overs, let's see where we reach?
I think so. I think that would have been the thinking when Mendes came into bat. Mendes otherwise is a very aggressive batsman, but he was taking his own time to settle down. I think the thinking in the dressing room would have been, let's have a partnership, guys. Let's have guys going from 20, 30 to maybe a 90 or 100. That didn't happen because the sweep is effective, but if you don't get it right, it looks like a pretty ugly dismissal. And I think both those dismissals of Mendes and Matthews were pretty ugly dismissal. And Mendes reviewing it made no sense. Really made no sense.
It's something the Sri Lankan top order batsmen have been guilty of doing. have been guilty of ending their reviews and taking DRS more on hope than to reverse a wrong decision, which was the original idea. Just to give you an update, as we speak, away to our right, there is the covers are coming on. I don't know if there's a drizzle, but they're looking a little shiny. So there's probably a little bit of a drizzle there. It's not quite pouring down. So that's the update. Yeah.
Yeah, I think DRS, you know my opinion on DRS, so we won't go there. But if you look at that DRS, definitely, like Sir said, I mean, it was terrible. It's a selfish thing that you did. You know you're out, but you're still taking a chance. But it's how everybody's approaching it. The last DRS that India took, Virat Kohli was at deep mid-wicket. You know, the ball had been hit by, it was 48 point some overs. Because when you give people lines drawn and say, look, within this time you can only ask for one review, at the end of it, even if it's not going to make sense, you still ask for it. Yes, I think was sad part, and that is where I fight with the DRS. That, you know, it's a decision that the umpires make.
Now in this instance, if it had been an inside edge, yes. But you see, he didn't even go up to, say, the non-striker, Matthews. He didn't go up to the non-striker and check with him, should I not review? Because you're not always in a very good position. If it had hit the bat, yes, by all means, you know straight away, I played the ball, I can't be out, LBW. But when you missed it, you know you missed it. Look at that, it's hitting the middle stump. So where was the doubt? Where was the doubt in his mind that this was going to be outside the off stump or something like that? So really a poor thing as far as, you know, the team is concerned, because as you said, Matthews could have reviewed that decision and maybe he would have got away with it.
They had some strange early overs, Sri Lanka. They either had lots of runs or they had no runs at all, and they had sort of that kind of run scoring chart.
I think Bumrah bowled a maiden over to Gunatilake to start with, and then the next over Dickwella faced him and he used that same pace because Gunatilake was being blocked in that thing, and then once Dickwella got that boundary of the offside, then he got inside the line and used that pace. But Bumrah was smart. Come next over, he's back to slow ones, not just 1, 2, 3, followed it up. It was nice to watch. There was a battle going on in that part of the innings. But going back to that question that you'd asked me earlier, just thinking about it, why did they all battle like that? Maybe that was the thought, that they were saying everybody in that dressing room, and what we hear in Sri Lanka, and you read papers and there's a whole group of people who's working with the team saying, let's play 50 overs. I think here's the proof for you. If you play 50 overs, this is a total. Is this enough for you? No. You got to play the way you know how to play. I think at least on your good day, you will be able to beat, and we won't have this thing that when you have 40 balls and 20 runs, because these players are not the kind, I mean, Angelo Matthews is different, I understand, but the top three, Mendes, Dickwella and Gunatilake, they got to keep going, because your best has to beat the opposition. There's no use having your best and getting to 230. They may still win this one, but I think that could be one of the reasons.
Well, there were some shots played early on and then the odd slog towards the end. Let's take a look at all the boundaries.
He did this in the last game, he's done it once again. Goes over the top, missing Virat Kohli, but this will make it to the boundary. Packed away and slapped beautifully. This time pulled away. Man there, but over him. This time pulled away beautifully and goes all the way. Punched and into the gap. Once again, very busy and gets another boundary.
And this time to the right. Four more with it. Four.
Oh, nice little benefit match full toss.
That's a good shot. That is a very, very good shot by Matthews.
Lovely shot here. Late cut.
Oh well.
That's worth waiting for. Sirivardhana didn't really time it that well.
He came to a big total.
That'll clear the boundary.
In the air, in the gap. and gets a boundary.
When you look at the run scoring chart, also look for the dots below, and you'll find a correlation between the white dots below and the lower sizes of the structure. You see the two dots around the 15 over mark, that is when the 2 wickets fell, and you see immediately afterwards the run rate dropped and they're going at about 4.2, 4.3 and over. And that is where I think they really lost momentum. And then you see the wickets just before the 25 over mark, just before the 30 over mark, they kept losing wickets. And so in spite of that partnership, Kapugedar and Sirivardhana, they're only able to, as Ajay Jadeja said, bat in a style that could only get them 236 for 8. I will take a little break. At the moment there's a bit of a drizzle going on. Hopefully it won't last very long. But when we come back, it's time to take a look at India's bowling. Once again, the spinners had a pretty good day.
To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert.
अपनों की ना
बेटा
बात ही कुछ और होती है। जहाँ भी मिल जाते हैं दिल के हाल बदल देते हैं। अरे ना घड़ी देखते हैं ना ढूंढते हैं मुहूर्त। अन्ना पिकअप करने सीधे एयरपोर्ट आ जाते हैं। कब है शोर मचाना समझते हैं अच्छी तरह। कब है चुप रहना जानते हैं। पास रहते हैं ना सिर्फ बड़े मौकों पर, आलू टमाटर लेने भी आ गया। शायद आपसे भी ज्यादा आपकी परवाह करते हैं। तो आइए आजमाइए ये अपनेपन वाली बातें। उबर, इसे अपनी ही गाड़ी समझो।
In sport, age is like a wake-up call. The sooner you answer it, the sooner you begin your journey to go beyond. Here's to the many wake-up calls that India will answer as it hosts the FIFA Under-17 World Cup India 2017.
Watch it live and exclusive in English on Sony 10.2 and in Hindi on Sony 10.3. Sony Pictures Sports Network. Go beyond.
To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert.
La Liga Santander 2017. Alaves versus Barcelona. Saturday, August 26, 9:45 p.m. Live on Sony 10.2. The King sets for another expedition. Kohli the Conqueror. On Mission Lanka. Micromax Cup powered by Byju's. The Learning App. Sri Lanka versus India. 3rd ODI, August 27th. Live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony 10.3.
We're at the midway stage of this second one-day international, 2 out of 5 here in Palikele. We just started to drizzle a little bit after Sri Lanka only managed 236 for 8 in their 50 overs and got there because of a slightly spunky partnership, dare I say, between Sirivardhana and Kapugedar. But then the end came pretty quickly after that. 236 was all they managed, and that included a little bonus of 22 extras, a lot of them wides. I think there were about 10 leg byes or thereabouts. Bumrah 4 for 43, he mixed up the slow deliveries and the Yorkers, but I thought the spinners bowled wonderfully again. Chahal 2 for 43 and Akshar Patel has done everything asked of him. 10 overs, 1 for 30. I thought they got the measure of Jadhav today. None for 32 after he came to fill in after Pandya's injury. 1 for 24 for Hardik Pandya. Look at the partnerships and look at the number of deliveries taken. 41 from 46 is a good brisk start from Dikwella and Gunatilaka, but thereafter Mendes and Matthews 18 of 46 deliveries, and they just slowed everything down, and once both of them were out there wasn't much left. Sirivardhan and Kapugedar, that partnership was 91 from 103 deliveries. Well, we got Murli Karthik here because every time the spinners do well, we call Karthik along to our studio. Tell us about Akshar Patel. 3 for 34 last time.
Yeah.
Not the classical, not your kind of left arm spinner, and yet very effective in these conditions.
Yeah, he is.
Well, in all conditions, really.
Yeah, he is. And the reason being that he's got some height. And even though he goes slightly round arm, he's still got enough height to get the ball to come in. And he bowls at that length where it skids on. You can't get underneath. You can't run at him. You can't get the ball too close to your bat. And that's one of the reasons why he is very good. Yes, he's trying to add a few different things. He wants to be a complete bowler. I still remember talking to Parthiv Patel, who said that he needs to try and start spinning the ball. And he alluded to that fact in the last game as well, that he said that my strength is the ball which comes in. And even in this afternoon I was having fun with him, saying, hey Bruce Lee, that ball spun. So he was smiling. So he's doing his level best to try and slow the ball down, try and get the ball to grip and turn. But one thing which he has done really well every time it comes to game time is that he understands that this is my strength, this is how I've been effective and miserly, and he sticks to it.
There's just one question. Does the rest of the team know that you call him Bruce Lee?
Yeah, I said it.
But then why is MSD calling him Bapu? He's only 23 years old. Bapu?
Bapu, I think, is just a way of addressing all Gujaratis.
No, I know, but very early.
Very early.
23.
I know, when you say Bapu, you think of round glasses and walking stick.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I hope they start calling him Bruce.
Bruce,
whatever.
Bruce.
Yeah, but he picked up wickets, as did Chel. You like Chel?
Yes, I like his his spirit because he's always looking to experiment. This is of course the LBW for Akshar Patel. This is the one that with the Matthews thought that it was outside the off. So he'd taken a big stride outside. But it was, the impact was, umpire's call, so he would have been given out anyway.
Yeah, with the lines he bowls, he's always going to be an LBW kind of bowler, isn't he? If you miss him, you're always going to get an LBW.
I think the only time he actually looks as if he's going to concede runs is when sometimes, he bowls around the middle and leg stump. That's why they then drive him towards the onside for a single. You can't really get after him unless you're really well set. Because then he can be a little predictable because his length is pretty much there. See, you see those lengths over there? The lengths are pretty much there. It's only the line that differs, whether it's outside the off stump, on the off stump, middle stump or the leg stump, depending on whether he's bowling to the left hander or right hander. But because the length can sometimes be predictable on a flat pitch, you can get stuck into him. You might not get the big sixes because it doesn't allow you to that much time to get for the big sixes. But some batsman who uses his feet well will be able to go down and drive him for ones and twos, maybe the occasional inside out boundary, maybe the occasional six as well. But as Karthik said, he's picking up well. You can see from the last season to this season there's a difference. He's slowing it down. He's varying his speed. He knows that he doesn't have a big turn unless there's help from the surface. So what he's doing is he's varying his speed, varying also the angles, looking at bowling from different parts of the crease, and that's why he's being so successful.
Actually, it might be good to study his release points to see if he's going straighter rather than round arm.
Yeah, definitely. And also if you look at his leading arm, and I think one of the reasons why he's trying to slow down his bowling arm is by trying to slow down his leading arm or trying to vary the pace. I think these are things which you pick up as you start bowling. Obviously he's watching Ravindra Jadeja try and do different things as well, and he mentioned it. He said, look, I know that I have competition, I was replaced, I was injured, so he has to get back in the side. So it's good competition to see, and the fact that they are trying to up their game. It's not just about coming to the team and trying to do something different, but it's also trying to improve on their game.
When was the last time you saw three bowlers, almost similar bowlers, one playing for Gujarat, one playing for Saurashtra, one playing for Baroda? Because Krunal Pandya is a very similar cricketer as well. Correct. And he's just starting to move up the ranks. He's played India A now in South Africa. Very handy batsman, and a bit like Akshar, also tends to bowl the arm ball more.
Oh, Gujarat generally has left-handers. It's something about Gujarat, Gujarat really has a lot of left hand. But yes, these three are fine prospects. Jadeja more established than Akshar and Krunal Pandya, but to have both these guys waiting in the wings is, I think, a good thing for Indian cricket.
Sorry, I was going to ask you about the Hardik Pandya injury, but let's take a look at the leg spinners' wickets, because this was one of those was the review that caused a lot of trouble. This was beautifully done.
Yeah, beautifully bowled. I think that's what you want a leg spinner to see when you see a left-hander running at you, trying to take the ball away from you. Yes, Gunatilake also played all over the ball, what is good about Chahal is that he keeps that ball around the middle stump, and that is something which you've seen with the right-handers, especially with the new rules. You know that you don't have too much protection on the onside, and also having watched the Sri Lankans, you know that they try and play the sweep shot more than anything else. So for him to still continue and bowl that line, I think it speaks for the fact that he backs himself to get wickets from there, also to get the ball to spin from there, and that's exactly where he succeeded in getting Kusal Mendes, who plays that sweep shot well, and went underneath, played all over it, getting a very good decision.
A bit of a concern with that injury to Hardik Pandya. I was actually a little surprised that he came back and fielded for a while, but he had actually bowled a really good first spell. This is when the injury occurred. It's ankle, you think?
No, I think it's knee.
The shin bone?
Knee, I don't know what it is, but yes, he shouldn't have come back.
This is the ball he bowled after that. And see, he's got the ball in, but look at the second step. The right leg is all right, and then you can make out straight with the left leg is just buckling under.
Yes. So I think it could be maybe something to do with the knee or something to do with the calf. But fast bowlers, they generally have these little issues. If you don't land well, you can do anything, and it's unfortunate because he's such a fit young cricketer. But maybe taking care of it now rather than aggravating the injury is the sensible thing.
I was a little surprised he actually came on the field, because when he was running, I think you were on commentary when you were talking about this.
Absolutely, and I was surprised. I said, why is he moving so gingerly? Because you generally see him very athletic, you see him very quick across the turf, and when he's not going to bowl, there are only 6 or 7 overs left, why bring him onto the field? It's better off, it's not as if he's trying to come and open and blast the opposition away.
He took the new ball in Dambula, and here he bowled behind it. Where do you see him happy?
Again, both me and Sunny Bhai were on commentary when that happened, and I was just thinking, I said, what is the thought process behind it? Because we have seen Virat Kohli do that, even in the Champions Trophy, the odd few games he did give it to Bumrah, otherwise it was only Umesh Yadav and Bhuvneshwar Kumar using the new ball, and today possibly the fact that the ball was going away or the wind would aid Jasprit Bumrah, he gave it to him.
Yeah, I just thought that when he's coming behind the new ball, it's a little easier for him as well, isn't it?
To control the ball.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to bowl flat out quick, sometimes when the ball is hard in you, you're not able to control the movement. South Africa started using Alan Donald as first change. He was their spearhead. But because you're striving for pace, when you're striving for pace, your accuracy suffers. And while it's okay for Test cricket, in one-day cricket it's going to be wides. It could also be runs easily taken. So yes, I think that's one of the reasons that he might have been brought
once he bowls,
but he bowled well.
He bowled well.
Those 4-5 overs that he bowled superbly. I mean, because he was bowling stump to stump. Apart from that one ball which he gave outside the off stump to Kusal Mendes, everything was wicket to wicket, and bowling at a lively clip, which meant that and mixing it up with the short ball. I think that spell was a terrific spell from Hardik Pandya.
While he's still learning his craft, if he comes in after 10 overs, then he's got support of 2 other fielders outside the circle as well. So maybe that will be handy for him.
No, I don't think he looks at it like that. I definitely feel when you talk to him or when you see him prepare, and I think he wants that new ball, because every fast ball, and he's quick, and this is where he wants to learn his trade. And obviously if his ambitions are Test cricket and wanting to be a spearhead there, I'm pretty sure that he wants to bowl with a new ball. And as Sunny Bhai said, I thought he bowled very, very well today.
Well, even as we speak, the entire ground is now covered, so there isn't any outfield to be seen. They've covered the entire ground, and it's not quite pouring, but there is a little drizzle there. We'll keep this going. We've got a few tweets that have come in from you. Remember, at SPN_ the cricket. Here we go. India's looking for left arm pacers. Yes, Bharat Arun said that would complete the attack. Who do you think is a good left arm pacer in current domestic cricket? Actually, there's not a lot going around, are there? There's Jaydev Unadkat, and he had a good IPL, but he was bowling more slow balls than quicker ones in the IPL.
Even today we can say that. Lots of slow ones were being bowled, although the pacers took the wickets. No, actually, to be very honest, you don't see too many left-arm seamers and out-and-out quicks. Unadkat has come back well, and he had a good IPL, but again, you always judge somebody by how he has done in Ranji Trophy cricket and in one-day cricket, which follows up. So yeah, not too many.
I mean, if you look at the people who played the A tour, you had Shardul Thakur, who's here with the side. You had Mohammad Siraj, you had Siddharth Kaul. They're all right-hand bowlers. Vijay Shankar is the all-rounder. He's
So
right-handed
Aniket
as well.
Chaudhary.
Aniket Chaudhary is an option,
from
yes.
Rajasthan.
They talk highly about him
Yeah,
with the
he's
IPL.
good. Yeah, I've seen him played against him when he was coming up. He's good, but again, it's how fit he stays.
It's amazing, isn't it? You had Zahir Khan, Ashish Nehra, Irfan Pathan, so many, all till as you had Barinder Sran till recently, and then all of a sudden you've lost all your left-handers.
Yeah, correct. And it's something which is tough to answer because you are looking for that variation. And again, if you have somebody as good as Ashish and Zahir, and again, obviously very, very big shoes to fill.
But then you play.
But I think the important thing is not to rush people just because they are left-handed. I think we made that mistake, and we lose out because you're rushing a player on the basis of one season's performance. One season's performance is not really an indicator. Having said that, I do believe that fast bowlers certainly have to be blooded when they are younger. When they are fresher, they're stronger before they develop any injuries. So I think that's also something to look forward to. But not because somebody is left-hander and he's bowling at about 135 k's. Oh, he's a left-hander, give him an India cap. No, he's got to perform.
Okay, we'll take one more tweet. See, that last one generated so much discussion. Here's another one, and this is from Ashwin. Can we get to see Suresh Raina making the cut anyway in this team? He's been out for too long.
I thought he was going to play cricket in county cricket, Ashwin. Huh?
They're different Ashwin.
Oh, this is different Ashwin. Oh, I thought Ravichandran Ashwin's asking about Suresh Raina.
He'll be very happy. I think he's going to play against Pujara actually in one of the games because Pujara is going to play for Nottinghamshire. So, do you see Raina coming back in
It's a
this
tough
side?
one. Again, I think that tweet should have been directed to the selectors rather than experts. Yeah, okay, he's a very, very good cricketer, but who are the ones who have taken his place?
Really, it's Kedar Jadhav who's taken his place, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but
if Raina's got to come back, he bowl a little bit of off-spin, play a finisher's role, so really it'll have to be.
Yeah, you also got somebody like Ajinkya Rahane waiting in the wings. You don't know where he's going to be used.
Manish Pandey waiting in the wings.
Manish Pandey waiting in the wings, and Yuvraj Singh has been left out of the team, which taught West Indies. Suresh Raina was not part of that squad.
Yes.
Or the Champions Trophy. Dinesh Karthik also played ahead of him, so I think he's gone possibly.
I think he was in the same yo-yo boat as Yuvraj as well, wasn't he?
Yo-yo boat.
Yes, in the same yo-yo boat. Okay, one more tweet. We've got a little bit of time now that the covers are on the ground. So Himanshu Maheshwari says, does Niroshan Dikwalla's batting need some grooming and sense of responsibility given he opens for Sri Lanka? Do you say, look, that's the way he bats, one day he'll get you 70-80, one day he'll get you a brisk 30, but if you hold him back he might become a different player?
Well, I think he relishes the ball coming onto the bat. You can see that. So I think opening is probably the best position for him in limited overs cricket. But it's just him that he's got to say to himself, I've got a 40, I've got a 50, I've got a start. Now let me not try and do something silly. If you see the dismissals in both the games, really unnecessary dismissal. Here he was deceived. He was deceived by the slower delivery, Bumrah angling it into him as well. So yes, credit to the bowler rather than blaming the batsman. But I think once you get to a start, and that's been the problem with Sri Lanka, everybody's got 19, 20, 20, they've been there for 40 odd deliveries and then they've got out. Now that's criminal. So I think Dikewala, not just Dikewala, but a lot of the Sri Lankan batsmen must have a hard, real look, honest look at themselves and say, look, are we doing the right thing by our team by getting out in the manner that we are?
Well, there's lots to do when you come to Sri Lanka. There's lots to look around as well. And if you like elephants, then you're not going too far away from the Pinnavela Elephant Orphanage. They do some lovely work. Pick up elephants that have been left, nurture them. So it's good. Take a look.
Yeah, we're staying in Kandy right now, so we just decided for a day trip to come here to Pinnavela Elephant Sanctuary.
So my experience so far has been really amazing. It seems like a really positive place that makes a big difference. I worked for a while with elephants back in Canada, so it's really nice to be around Asian elephants once again.
When we think about elephants in our country, you think about zoos and captivity, and this is totally different. This is definitely better for us and for them, of course.
We wouldn't have visited this site if it was just using animals for tourist purpose. So we like here because they rescue the animals and they take care of them, and it's wonderful to see them having the bath with the humans that care for them.
I do like the baby ones, but I like the adult ones. I like seeing how they interact with each other, and I love seeing them in the river. It kind of feels like it's natural and how they should be.
The baby elephants are cute, but it is awesome to see the full-grown largest elephants. They sort of capture the essence when you see them, you know, when they walk by they really grab your attention because they're so massive.
Some zoos do some good work, but at the same time it's very nice to see animals that are surrounded by more space, more open space that is more giving to them to allow them to explore their natural behaviors in their natural environment.
It's an elephant orphanage actually, and it's wonderful. Well, the elephant in India, we have the connotation of the temple as well, so we tend naturally to have a soft corner towards elephants.
Oh, beautiful. They're just wonderful creatures. Just look at them, gentle giants, till the time they get very angry.
Then you want to be as far away as possible.
Exactly.
And tomorrow is Ganesh Chaturthi, the elephant goddess, as he's referred to. So
it's a good time.
Good time.
It's a good time to say this. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll try and tell you what will happen should there be any further delays. But I think you can make up after an hour. We'll tell you all that when we come back after the break.
To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert.
Sri Lanka versus India, third ODI, August 27th. Live and exclusive on Sony 6 and Sony 10.3.
How far is your goal? Depends on how well you can tackle, dribble and pass. That's football, or as they call it, life.
Go beyond with Sony 10.2 and Sony 10.2 HD, home of the world's best footballing action. Sony Pictures Sports Network. Go beyond.
To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert. To get the bathroom of your dreams without any hassle, get in touch with us. Hindware. Start with the expert.
In sport, age is like a wake-up call. The sooner you answer it, the sooner you begin your journey to go beyond. Here's to the many wake-up calls that India will answer as it hosts the FIFA Under-17 World Cup India 2017.
Watch it live and exclusive in English on Sony 10.2 and in Hindi on Sony 10.3. Sony Pictures Sports Network. Go beyond.
But here we are on extra innings then, and while I'm looking down the camera, my eyes are actually looking to my right, but it's still drizzling. So might as well tell you what happens. I think we can make up to an hour, so you don't lose overs till an hour's play is lost, and we haven't even got there yet. And thereafter you start to lose overs. But the first objective is to try and get 20 overs in today. I think 9:55 p.m. is the cutoff for that. And if you can start play before that, then of course you play a reduced game. But if you can't start till 9:55, you come back tomorrow and play 50 overs. But if the game is started as a 20-over game and then has another break, then you only come back tomorrow and play it as a 20-over game. You think everyone understood that?
Yes,
or was it
sir.
too wordy?
Yes, sir. Aye, sir.
So you get too wordy, was it?
No, it's good. You explained it precisely and
the idea is to finish the game today.
Correct. That's what you want, and we just have the luxury that we have a reserve date for each and every ODI of the series. Otherwise, you just decide the game on a given day and then move on. But once we start off as a 20-over game, it's good that they're going to continue it as a 20-over game and then not elongate it.
Well, if it's a 20-over game, the target won't be very much. So in India won't mind playing a 20-over game. The target won't be very much.
But you want to know before the first ball's bowled, so you know exactly how to approach it. You might make changes to your batting order in case you know that it's just a 20-over game. So yes, I think before the Indian innings starts, they would want to know: is it just the extended 1 hour, so there's no overs lost? Or maybe after that also you could come to a situation after you've started a proper 50 overs reply, there could be a bit of hold up in play, and then you could maybe come down to maybe 26 overs, whatever, to finish till 11:15.
Well, we'll wait and see. At the moment though, it is drizzling. Sometimes it's good if there's just a shower, it clears everything and goes away, but there's a thin little drizzle coming on. We'll assume, of course, that there is a run chase going on. India only have to chase 237, and the master of the run chase is generating good numbers again. Virat Kohli will be out there again. He's also our dominant player. It's brought to you by Bajaj Domina 400. Yes, amidst Shikhar Dhawan's wonderful 100 up at Dambul, I think we lost sight a little bit of the fact that Virat Kohli had very easily played his way through to an 82 not out, and it's just generating some amazing numbers in winning run chases.
Yeah, he just played second fiddle, and sometimes with the way Shikhar batted and how dominant he was, we ended up missing the way Virat played. It was just again a supporting role, and that's what you want. Even though you could be the best batsman in the world, the skipper of the side, understanding the fact that somebody is going really well and try and just be a foil to him, I think he did pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at averages of people in run chases, then Virat Kohli is absolutely right on top of that list. Actually, here are the numbers. Highest batting average in successful chases. Now, the moment he says successful, the average is always going to be much higher. And so, even Martin Crowe, who's down that list, is an average of 70. But Kohli is averaging 100 runs in successful run chases. 100 in limited overs cricket. He's just gone past 4,000 runs.
That's amazing. That really is amazing. It just tells you how he relishes the challenge of a run chase, and that average also speaks for itself. But the thing is that he takes his time to start with, because luckily if he's got a batsman at the other end who's smashing the ball around, then he can build his innings up. And I like the way he builds and prepares for the chase. You can see that in the way he starts. He's playing in the V most of the time, and most importantly, he's so fit. So he's pushing the batsman at the other end to convert ones into twos and twos into threes.
Yeah. I mean, we were always told what a good chaser Michael Bevan was and how he was very good. The 300s in 1,725 runs. Kohli's got 16 in 4,000.
16, and nobody is even close to him. If you look at that list once again, Hansi Cronje averages around 78. He was very good at what he did. Has got no 100.
Yeah.
Nobody is even close to double figures. So that's the dominance which he has shown in the last 4 or 5 years on how good a chaser or how good a player he is when it comes to chasing down scores. And I think he's got a set template which has been difficult to breach for the bowlers. He's got something which he's going to take his time initially, and then the way he targets the bowlers and the kind of shots he has in his repertoire, and that too, executing that skill set is what is outstanding.
Yeah, I think the difference is that he bats at number 3. So if you had a look at the list down there, I think there were maybe 3 or 4 who were batting at Martin Guptill there, Martin Crowe is there, but Bevan and Hansi Cronje, they were all batting at 5 or 6. So obviously they will not get the opportunity to notch hundreds. Not taking anything away from Virat's hundreds. To score 100 in limited overs cricket is not easy. Not easy at all.
It's a fair point actually, because Bevan would have batted a lot of his career at 5 and 6. There'd be a lot of 50s and 60s to take the team home as well. And yes, lots of not outs with Michael Bevan. Even when he batted first, he had a lot of not outs, but I'm just being naughty now. Right, we're calling this series a Mission Lanka, and while we're waiting for play to start, and hoping play will start, in fact, here's a quiz for you. Remember, it's a word jumble, and the clue is right below the bulb. He took the most wickets in the first ODI against Sri Lanka. To participate, comment or tweet with hashtag Mission Lanka to SPN_cricket on Twitter or on Facebook on SPN Sports India. So that is our Mission Lanka quiz while we wait for while we hope that play will indeed resume. But as I look to my right now, it's not letting up. It's a fairly thin drizzle yet, and as I said, it's not looking great at the moment. Sometimes a storm just comes and takes it away. So that's all we've got for you today on extra innings. We'll of course keep our eye out on the weather, and if it does come back and play starts, we will of course be with you till then. But for the moment, I'm afraid we don't have too much good news from here. The moment we do, we'll come back.
This is Sony Picture Sports Network, and you are watching Sony 6.
Welcome to the highlights. Game 1 of this 5-game one-day international series between Sri Lanka and India, and it's coming to you from the Ranagiri Dambula International Stadium. India came into the series with a 3-0 test series win behind them. This was the surface they played on. Fairly dry, fairly hard, was expected to liven up a little bit as the evening settled, but just a little dry early on. And as a result, Virat Kohli, who won the toss, has made a happy habit of winning the toss in the series, had no hesitation in deciding that he will actually chase. Much speculation around the sides at the start of the series. This is how the two teams lined up. India had Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan back together again. Lokesh Rahul batting in at number 4. Kedar Jadhav kept his place at 6. And there's a new spin combination of Yuzvendra Chahal and Akshar Patel with Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah back. For Sri Lanka though, Dikwela and Gunatilaka, the good opening partnership, Kusal Mendis in form, and then Taranga Matthews looking for all-round skills with Kapugedara, Hasaranga and Pereira, and then the quicks Vishwa Fernando, and good to see Lasith Malinga back. So India won the toss, chose to field. Let's join Niroshan Dikwela and Danushka Gunatilaka, the Sri Lankan openers.
That's Danushka Gunatilake right in front of you. 27 games, an average of over 33, 100 and 750s. The highest being against Zimbabwe.
Yes, he's a relative newcomer to one-day internationals. Niroshan Dikwela, he had a pretty good test series. Maybe didn't carry on from the starts that he had made to a big score, but he's in good nick.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been here in Sri Lanka. Time for the first delivery of this ODI series. Edge straight away in the groove, Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
And not easy because he's been sitting in the reserves on the sidelines. So not easy to get your line, you get your length straight away.
In the air, but should make its way to the boundary ropes. The first boundary to Gunatilaka.
Yes, the ball tipping into him at the last moment. He wasn't quite on top of it, so up in the air. But in limited overs cricket, you're not looking to score only off scoreable deliveries. You look for the opportunities, and that's what Gunatilaka has done.
Goes up and goes perfectly fine over mid-on. That's the way he bats, and that's what you'll get from Niroshan Dikwela.
It's a good shot. Just the kind of shot that you want. The fielders are in the 30-yard circle. There is no protection for the bowler. You bowl on the pads and you take it away. We'll try and put pressure back on the
bowling side. That's what Dikwella is trying to do.
This time on the up, in the gap. Another 4 to Gunatilaka.
It's turning out to be an expensive over this for Bhuvneshwar Kumar. This is again played on the up, not quite a half volley. You'll see it's not quite a half volley. It's played, it's a good length ball, it's a good pitch to bat on. Just go through with the shot. It's a flowing shot. It's a lovely shot.
Inside edge and runs away for 4.
Not exactly what he wanted. The intention clearly was to try and put some pressure on Hardik Pandya by moving down and moving away. You can see he's moved around the crease quite a bit. But Pandya wasn't fooled. And we'll go for 4 as well. Just wide of the fielder. They're not afraid to play their shots. Both Gunatilaka and Dikwella.
Nicely executed. First 10 overs, only 2 fielders outside the circle. There's no one behind square, deep on the offside. That's why he gives himself weight. When there's wind, you rarely do find dew, and a lot of teams like to chase because of that dew factor. Bowlers unable to grip the ball sliding onto the bat.
And that'll be 4 as well. There's not a lot of lateral movement for Hardik Pandya, so they can pick the line and go through with the shot. Another boundary. It's 10 already from this over.
Yeah, very good from Gunatilaka. 26 balls he's been in there, so he's now had a sighter. He's got used to the pace of this pitch. And he's making it count. Looks to hit the top of mid-wicket.
Oh, that'll be 4. No need to wonder anything about this one. Brings 50 up for Sri Lanka. It's almost as if having been made to wear someone else's clothes, they're back to their own wardrobe. Oh, just wide of the man at mid-on. Don't think he timed it particularly well, but got it clear of the man at mid-on.
Why that's an option is because of the wind. He's hitting with the wind. It goes off the bat, carries a lot further than you can imagine. Akshar Patel for a moment thought he had a chance, but no, it kept going. Just goes past you.
There it is. There it is, straight to the man. Gunatilaka can look as angry with himself as possible. He's got every reason to be, because he's just thrown away a really good start.
The result of a few dot balls. Just mentioned, just 5 runs off his 2 overs, and you need something different. He pulls it from outside leg stump. He's through the shot early. Not exactly where he wanted it to go, but we all know where he's going. He's going to the dressing room. Gunatilaka 35 or 44. Sri Lanka 74 for 1.
Kusal Mendis is the new batsman. Very good strike rate, just 100, quite a few half centuries, just over 1,000 runs. That's another look of that dismissal. Punched, too short, and that will run away. No protection on the offside, too short from the leg spinner. Yes, he's got a long off in position, so he's got to toss the ball out. Every time he tosses it, makes it go shorter, bowls a quicker delivery.
gives the batsman ample time to go onto the back foot.
Gets it behind square leg, and that will run away to the boundary. His outfield is good, and the timing was perfect.
Yes, he placed it to perfection, didn't he? The fielder was squarer, he's hit it just a little bit finer, and he's hit it from around the leg stump. Would have been the googly, so that's why he's been able to get it even finer.
Through mid-wicket, he loves that area, and he gets a boundary. He generally tends to pick his spot. That was tossed up a little bit, and he goes for that familiar slog sweep.
Well, there you are. I think he will say to himself, look, I pitched the ball up and then I was hit for a boundary. That's the fear that the bowlers have.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Take a look at that. That would be 4. Timing perfect, and again picking the spot mid-on inside the circle, and as soon as he beat the bowler, this outfield is quick.
Well, that is class for you. Fielders in the circle, and look at the placement. Spot on. Just a little hint of turn, but he's got close to the ball and he's hit it very well.
Dikwela has been very, very smart in this partnership. Understanding this is the time just to give a single to Mendes, reached his 50 in style, is to carry on for Sri Lanka now for a big score.
He's got that in 65 balls. Balls, 5 boundaries, he'll be happy with it. Got the side off to a good start too, Dikwela. Will played well wide of the fielder, that's a fine shot. I think you'll find the essence of the shot was the placement.
Lovely use of the feet. Once again knew exactly where the gap is. With Kedar Jadhav, you don't get that bounce that way. That's what he's been very successful in doing, troubling a lot of batters because he doesn't get that elevation.
Just out of reach, they'll run away for 4 as well. One on the front foot, this one on the back foot. The key is he's waiting because when Jadhav bowls, the ball doesn't reach you very quickly. Oh, he'll find the gap, he threads the needle there. Signal is for 4. Just wonder if he was labouring a little bit towards the end. Was Rohit Sharma. Just wonder whether the slope took it away from him, whether he thought he had it covered. He certainly laboured.
As Dikwela doing well is predicting what Kedar Jadhav is looking to do to him. Very, very well.
Up goes the finger, that was close. He was round the wicket. The angle was bringing it in. Dikwela's looking at Mendes. They've asked for the review.
Impact in line. Hitting the wickets. Back to Richiri on ground. Yeah, you can stick with your original decision of out. Hold on.
And once again, it's amazing how often he does it. Kedar Jadhav has delivered for Virat Kohli.
He's got the breakthrough. Dickwella gone for 64. It's 139 for 2. Upul Taranga is the new batsman, having a word with Kushal Mendes. What on earth does this bowler do? Last couple of deliveries that Kedar Jadhav bowled were much quicker than anything he's bowled before. One went for 4. This one is played across the line.
I thought it was nice. I think the stride length was very, very short.
Oh yeah!
Oh, that's the wicket. The spinners were doing really well for India. They've just gone one notch better. And it's a very dangerous Kushal Mendes. 105 kilometers an hour. That ball is done with pace, dare I say.
This is what Akshar has been trying to do. Usually he does that, bowls quicker through the air. This time Mendes playing all over it, losing his wicket.
Sri Lanka can ill afford to lose his wickets now. 150 for 3, Mendes for 36. Vastly experienced Angelo Matthews. 188 games. Limited overs, average 41, not to be scoffed at. Almost yorked himself. It's probably the quickest ball he's bowled.
It's gone straight into the hands of Shikhar Dhawan. The leg umpire and the straight umpire is going to have a look at one another, but by the looks of it, Upul Taranga is easy walking back. They want to make sure that it's below the waistline.
Taranga is hitting him and almost just hitting it in the slightly higher part of the bat. Yeah, that's a confirmation. Would you believe it? A full toss. Taranga just hitting it down the man's throat at long on.
Yeah, generally you get these deliveries when you give fielding practice to your team. An absolute looseness, so to say, bad delivery from Kedar Jadhav. Would have never thought in his wildest dreams that he would be getting a wicket. But that's the end of Upul Taranga.
They're certainly enjoying themselves, no doubt. One-day cricket is extremely popular. And that's the record of Chamara Kapugedre in his 99th game.
Quick single.
That looks very close.
Just rock and roll on that back. Yep, thank you. Decision is out.
Yep. Harakiri of a single. Virat Kohli knew immediately. Chamara Kapugedra. Very unfortunate. Responded to his partner. Virat Kohli, very quick and deadly accurate. In spite of the dive, couldn't make it. And Sri Lanka lose their 5th wicket.
So Kapugedra goes for 1, Sri Lanka 169 for 5.
Chahal bowled well but was taken for a few runs in a couple of overs, so the analysis looks a bit lopsided. Kedar Jadhav, the surprise package, 2 wickets for 26 and getting 2 crucial wickets. Down the track he comes, and this might be a fairly straightforward, in fact made it look good in the end. It was a good catch, very good catch. For a moment I thought he might get underneath it quite easily, but this was unnecessary. Wanindu Hasaranga showing his inexperience.
Yeah, from the time he came on, didn't instill too much confidence. Wanindu Hasaranga might have the promise, but definitely has not shown the temperament. This time, trying to take on that mid-on fielder, trying to take up that challenge. Kedar Jadhav coming up with a very, very good catch. Hasaranga goes for 2 of the bowling of Akshar Patel. It's 176 for 6.
He's done it. That's the Yorker, played right across the line. And Tisara Pereira goes. Sri Lanka lose their 7th wicket.
That was the reason why he was brought in to bowl. 4 balls, 4 shots, and the end result is a duck for Tisara Pereira. The 7th wicket going for Sri Lanka. It's Tisara Pereira.
Oh, that'll be close. Up goes the finger. There is no review available because it had been used up earlier, so I'm afraid Sandakan, just as I was talking him up, has gone back to one I think that was pretty full and is caught in front of the stumps.
Like I was saying, the nip off the pitch is what has deceived him. Look at that. Maybe just a little hint of turn there, and that is what made the umpire take his time. Sandakan given out LBW, 187 for 8. Gone for the biggie. Has he connected? Yes, he has. And that'll be a 6.
It's the first 6 of the innings. It's come in the 40th over. The arrival of Malinga is an indication that Matthews is now going to go for the big ones as he sees an opportunity. Well, he's connected all right. Oh, the strength in those arms for Lasith Malinga.
Well, that was a very good shot. 86 kilometers per hour, one of the slower deliveries from Akshar Patel. He was down the pitch in a flash, used the angle that Akshar Patel bowls at, getting the ball into the right-hander.
Well, it was coming, wasn't it? It'll be called a wide, but that doesn't matter. You can be stumped off a wide. Malinga saw it, saw red, charged after the ball. Well, there I say it's a wide ball, but he saw red in a manner of speaking. And is beaten and stumped by yards.
Yes, I think he's given his intentions away clearly. And all Yajuvendra had to do was to bowl it wide of the stumps. That's what he's done. And he's stumped by the proverbial mile, Lasith Malinga. He's entertained with a 6 hit in his 8 runs. And it's 9 wickets down, 209 for Sri Lanka in the 42nd over.
Edged and just missing. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, not too far away from him. Will get a 4 for himself. Cleaned him up. That's exactly what he did. The first one was just to soften him up, and then the good old-fashioned trick of bowling it, good length,
getting it to nip back. The tail-enders' feet nowhere, and that's curtains for Sri Lanka.
Just want to have a look at that front foot. I'm not really sure why. Just tick boxes. Well wisher Fernando, Angelo Matthews, a disappointed Angelo Matthews does not even wait for his partner. And I can understand what he feels like. It's been too easy for India. Wickets have been thrown away. Straight balls have been missed. And top class fast bowling from Jasprit Bumrah. The story of the Sri Lankan innings. Wish for Fernando the last to be dismissed for naught. And they get bowled out for 216.
Well, the innings just went into free fall after the loss of Dikwella to the part-time spin of Jadhav, who made 64, and Mendes 36 to a lovely ball from Akshar Patel. But thereafter, really nobody stayed with Matthews, and what will hurt Sri Lanka the most is Kapugedera, Hasaranga, Thisara Pereira, between them scoring 3 and really laying bare the rest of the innings. A mere 216 with 40 deliveries still to play. That'll hurt them a lot. Now for India, after the new ball was negotiated, there's Bhuvneshwar and Pandya. It was really Akshar Patel. 10 overs, 3 for 34, and Kedar Jadhav 2 for 26, who turned it around. Chahal picked up a couple of wickets, and Bumrah will do his confidence no harm with 2 for 22. And that meant on a track that was getting easier to bat on, India had a mere 217 to get at under 4.5 and over. We'll take a quick break and join you with the Indian reply.
His average 10 hundreds. But the man on strike will be Rohit Sharma. His first game on tour. A high score. Well, the Sri Lankans know all about that 264 he made in Kolkata in 2014. A very attractive player when he gets going. In the air, but he's timed it well. First boundary.
Well, this is where a little bit of luck is needed. Hit it up in the air, perilously close to that fielder at extra cover. There it is, perilously close. On another day, it could have gone straight to the fielder.
With Dhawan doesn't miss out.
Well, that was a nice juicy half volley just outside the off stump. All this while for the previous 2 deliveries, he had the opportunity to swing his arms freely. Look at that. Big stride forward. And then the arms come down, the bat comes down. Look at that bat speed as well. And look at that follow through off the bat on top of the right shoulder.
This should be 4 more. He's timing it beautifully, Shikhar Dhawan. Good early call, no hesitation this time.
Well, he dropped his bat.
Yeah. But just the other side, please, again. This side, yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you. The decision is out. Decision is out.
It's red. It's out. Very unlucky, Rohit Sharma.
Yes, the bat got stuck as he was trying to drag it in, and unfortunately his foot was in the air when the ball hit the stumps directly. So bad luck there for Rohit Sharma. He's run out for 4 and India have lost their first wicket for 23.
India's captain, Virat Kohli, has made his way out to the ground. 190 ODI games. One of the few players who average above 50 in all formats.
There's slight hesitation, but look at that, the bat getting stuck there.
Just a casual punch on the up, and it races away. Now mind you, that's the side the wind's blowing. See the ball roll away.
Very good timing again from the man in form. Going towards the ball and then, look at that, just punching it. It's timing.
Dhawan clubs it. There's no stopping this man. You pitch it up or you bowl short.
Got into position very quickly, didn't he? Look at that. Gets into position very quickly, had all the time in the world to roll his wrists and try and hit the ball along the ground. Once again, not too far away from that fielder. Well, that didn't cause too much trouble to him. In the form that Shikhar Dhawan is in, he picked it up last evening.
Plays the shot really well. Once again, picking up the length very, very quickly. Superb timing. Shot of a man in supreme touch.
That's fine enough. Fine enough for 4 from Virat Kohli. Drifting to the pads, he'll enjoy it there all evening.
Just so strong on his legs. Uses the pace very well. Plays it fine. India is off to a really good start.
Top shot. One of the reasons you want to watch Virat Kohli is to see shots like these. Oh, might have stopped that another day. The timing from Virat Kohli is so exquisite that it beats Vishwa Fernando. It is away to his right. It's a good shot though, even though the fielding was ordinary.
Superb timing once again from Virat. It's just so strong through that onside region. Shikhar continuing with the touch which he's been shown in last few months. Brilliant back foot punch once again. Superb timing for 4.
Oh, he's played that again. Oh, the ball is just preordained, isn't it? It's almost as if it's coming with a preordained decision. You are going to go to the boundary. Ball's gone away into the vacant area on the onside for 4 more. Someone's got to point it out to them. They can have 2 more outside.
in the air. We'll have to see whether it's a 6. And it is. Once again, brilliant shot to get to his 50.
Comes to just 36 balls. And he's played it well, fine. That'll go all the way as well. The man on the boundary was very, very square. And just to add insult to injury, calls it the one bouncer for the over. Jeez, in some form, Shikhar Dhawan. It's not a bad ploy though, because he had to field it back.
Didn't hold himself back, even though it was a top edge.
Lakshan Sandakan, it is driven away again through extra cover. It's another boundary. Sri Lanka using Sandakan as an attacking option, and the Indians looking to cash on anything loose. That's cheeky, and he'll get a boundary. Just toying with the Sri Lankan bowling. 10 runs off the over. It's 104 for 1.
Slightly over pitched and dissecting the mid-on and the mid-off fielder.
Beautifully done by Virat Kohli, who seemed to be in such good form. What a lovely on drive that is. Well, he gets a boundary off the very first delivery. Not the greatest start to the over. It was short, and Shikhar Dhawan was onto it. This is Sandakan being reverse swept. Good start to the over for Shikhar Dhawan, and the 100 partnership is up.
Yeah, that smile tells you they're literally toying with the bowling. Beautiful. Once again, taken on the full. He's finding the gaps beautifully, Shikhar Dhawan.
He's gone to 85 with that boundary. Taken almost on the full.
Pulled away. I think that should get him a boundary. 4 runs away from his 50.
Yes, 4 runs away for his 50.
I'm still giving you a chance, Roshan.
No comments at all. I'll just let things happen. Oh! I think Dick Balla got a glove to it. He went flying. Not taking a look, would have been an outstanding catch, I think. Went quite quickly.
Once again shaping to cut. Ball hurrying onto him. A good effort there. Generally they say if you've got the mitts, you need to pouch them.
That'll be 4 more. Really, you get the feeling watching Shikhar Dhawan bat that he's just got to choose where he wants to hit the ball. There isn't a bowler who'll get him out, it's himself. So easily done. That'll be 4-2. They're just little tracers tracing the path around this outfield at the moment. 150 comes up in just the 22nd over.
150 is up.
That might well be a century for Shikhar Dhawan. A sense of inevitability about it. His form has been sensational. I think he's just bullied the bowling today.
71 balls, 16 fours, 2 sixes. Shikhar Dhawan is on a roll.
.50 for Virat Kohli. 14 ODIs, 8th score of 50 or more this year. Just another box ticked off. Yeah, no big celebration. Yes, thank you very much. One bounce over them into the boundary for 4. All he had to do, really didn't lose his shape on that shot either. All he really had to do was go through with the shot because he knew mid-off was inside the circle.
Yeah, just there, awareness. And he's not thinking the boundary, just thinking, let me get it over the fielder.
Just over. Shikhar Dhawan's in a hurry here.
Sandakan lost it. Just thought he had that covered because Shikhar Dhawan didn't get all of that, and at the last moment Sandakan looked like he bailed out. Again a miss hit. Still picks up 4.
His last few shots have been very strange. Shikhar Dhawan, he's missed a slog, he's just cleared mid-off. Now there he goes, he plays an unusual looking shot through the onside. There he goes again. This time we'll clear the boundary. He's just decided, look, I've had enough in the middle. What's for dinner, gentlemen?
Don't think he got all of that. But this time though, the moment he got it in the air, there you go, bottom of the bat. He's hitting with the wind.
Right, this might be one of those. No, it's put down. Absolutely nothing going Sri Lanka's way here today. Shikhar Dhawan has thrown all caution to the wind in the last 10 minutes or so.
Always had a chance of Taranga because this was holding up. It was staying. If it hit it at the other end, it would have gone all the way. Well, familiar story for the Sri Lankans.
Finds the gap again. There are only gaps on the field at the moment.
Well, all we know is the ball's going through it to the boundary line. Over it, bouncing over it. Whether it's short or full, it's just flying everywhere.
Oh, easy. Just from time to time, Virat Kohli will tell you, you know what? It's not Shikhar Dhawan's cricket match. I'm around 2. In fact, I'm batting 62 now.
No, he can't get to 100. No, neither can Shikhar get to a 150.
Must be tough to be Upul Taranga. You look around the ground and say, right, who am I going to throw the ball to? Sandakan's promising. He's just gone for 50 or 5.1. He's dropped a catch himself as a captain. Got out to a slow full toss, low full toss. Or a slightly highish full toss, sorry. That's another 4.
Outside leg stump, they've got to be put away. Big gaps. There is a deep square leg, so no one at mid-wicket, no one behind square. You can't have fielders everywhere. Look how much he has to reach.
Now it's like Sri Lanka came to this match and then left it very early. That's off the back foot. That's not a shot you see very often. But India now sprinting to the finish here. 200 comes up in the 27th.
That's very quick. The just hit it before it bounced for the second time.
Bludgeoned away. Absolutely bludgeoned away for 4.
Dhawan, opportunity to finish it off.
There you go, the winning runs. India is 1 up in this Micromax Cup. It's India's biggest wins in terms of balls to spare, chasing a target of 200 runs or more. So that's been India's dominance. You can see that on the faces of the Sri Lankans.
Never in doubt. Midway through the Sri Lankan innings, once the wicket started falling, India took firm control. And their batting strength not disappointing. Shikhar Dhawan, a brilliant 100.
Really just a fortuitous run out to show for Sri Lanka. That early wicket of Rohit Sharma, they just didn't know how to stop Shikhar Dhawan and they didn't know how to stop Virat Kohli, and the two took the score to 220 for 1, a partnership of 197 in just 144 deliveries. There were 21 overs left when the game was over. Very little to talk about there. The only bowler who created any opportunity at all was Lasith Malinga, but very little else, and you can see that reflected in the economy rates. Apart from Matthews' 2 overs, they were all very, very expensive, almost brutally expensive. Man of the match was Shikhar Dhawan. A pot of competition from Akshar Patel, who had a pretty good spell, but it was difficult to look beyond Shikhar Dhawan, who dominated the game and took Sri Lanka out of it very, very quickly indeed. This will give you an idea of just how one-sided it was. Eventually, Sri Lanka had overs left and they were bowled out for 216. De Quella got a half century, but really no one to bat around Matthews. Mendes looked really good, and that will provide some hope for Sri Lanka. But then India 220 for 1. It has dusted Sri Lanka off, I'm afraid. 132 not out for Dhawan and 82 not out for Virat Kohli. India winning by 9 wickets.
This is Sony Picture Sports Network, and you are watching Sony 6. His men ready. The battle lines drawn. The king sets for another expedition. Kohli the Conqueror on Mission Lanka.